On behalf of Superintendent Dr. Jim Rollins, Athletics Director Wayne Stellick, Principal Jason Jones, it's our pleasure to welcome you to this presentation of the Bulldog Sports Network. Hi again, everybody. Zach Arns, the voice of the Bulldogs, joining you from high atop Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium for tonight's season opener. The Springdale Bulldogs host the Pulaski Robinson Senators. Glad to have along with me for year number 2, Carlos Trevino. Sir, good to see you. Excited about a little football.
Absolutely. Great to be back. I've been up since about 5 a.m. this morning, just ready to be here tonight.
That was pretty much that way this morning at 5:30 when I woke up. It was it's game day, and it's a new year. It's a new team. It's a sort of a new rule that we'll talk about here in just a second. The 0 week has pushed football back, and I'm one of those that anytime you can push football back a week and get yourself a football game the 3rd week in August, that's not a bad thing.
It's absolutely not, and I know these guys, we've talked with them for the past couple days, few weeks, all summer really, and they've said they're ready.
Springdale's schedule will be a little bit different this year. We're going to play 3 non-conference games. Then we'll get a bye week, and then we will start our conference season when I know that Coach Zach Clark is very excited about that. And we'll talk about that as we go through the pregame show here today. Glad to have you here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Also want to say hello to everybody at 95.3 and 1290 AM ESPN Radio here in Northwest Arkansas. Glad to have you along with us. Let's talk a little bit about Pulaski Robinson. He used to be known as P-Rob or just Robinson, but it's Joe T. Robinson now. They are ranked number 2 in Class 4A. They have got a wealth of talent. 6 guys on their roster are ranked 2 stars or better by Scout. And, when you watch them on film, they certainly look that way.
They absolutely do. There's a few guys to keep your eyes on that I know I will be tonight. It's number 56, Zach Williams, defensive end for them, already committed to Arkansas. And I believe number 58, Davis Wolford, another defensive end for them. I believe he's committed to West Point. So
you talk to the Springdale coaches, they'll tell you, the strength of this football team is the front 4. It is one of the best front 4s in the state. I mean, they are fantastic. Zach Williams ranked number 5 in the state by Scout. If they have a weakness, and I'm not sure that they do, it may be in the back 7. Springdale's going to try and exploit that a little bit, and we'll talk about the Springdale offense. But one of the guys that you'd mentioned, Zach Williams, he is his father was an all Southwest Conference. I can't believe I can say that. An all Southwest Conference linebacker for the Razorbacks years ago. Committed to Arkansas. He's consensus 4-star. He is the real deal. He's 6'4", he's 225. I watched him on film last week, and I expected, when I see 4-star defensive lineman, the first guy I think of is that dude who is now at the University of Arkansas. He's not that kind of player. He's a thin guy. He's a speed rusher. And he comes from the blind side of the quarterback. So the left side of the Springdale offensive line is certainly going to be under pressure tonight to take care of that. Let's talk a little bit about some of the doings in the offseason. Springdale had a couple of transfers move in. One of the guys on the defensive side that we had a chance to watch last week in a very impressive scrimmage against Shiloh was number 10, the Predator, Chop Sanders.
Absolutely. Last Tuesday, Chops looked amazing. He was flying all over the field. I don't think there was a play that he wasn't involved in, whether it be the run game, the pass game. He was all over the field. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, one of the things that came out of that scrimmage was how fast the back 7 is. And it's a reshuffled back 7 for Springdale. Last year, a lot of downhill thumpers. This year, Hunter Cornelison and Trey Tolbert are playing the dual inside linebackers, Christian Wise and Chops on the outside. The secondary is outstanding. Jonathan Lopez, Jawan Boyd, who's an all-everything free safety. He takes over the spot that was occupied by Jaden Minshew and then Capone Wise. Stoney White came out of nowhere in that scrimmage. He will ring your bell. And then on the other side, Gabe Bukow, who started some games last year. Definitely a new look defense. They're going to a 3-4, and you'll see Chops kind of blitzing on almost every play. He's just a see ball, fine ball kind of guy, and we're looking forward to seeing what they can do against this very explosive Pulaski Robinson offense led by a guy named Grayson Tackett, who's got some D1 offers. He's pretty good quarterback.
Absolutely. Watching him on film this week, he can sling the ball. He can move out of the pocket like no other. It's going to be great to see how he does.
You can tell it's opening night. People kind of forget that we're doing things. I mean, they're underneath us waving, yelling, texting. I'm like, guys, we got things going on. We're happy to have you along here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Let's talk a little bit about the offense, because the offense last year was a run, ground and pound offense behind a veteran offensive line. That offensive line you can still qualify as veteran, but you've got 2 guys in the middle of that interior, Jacob Sissenfu, who's going to play the center spot, and then Highway 71, Eliu Andrike at left guard. He's pure road grader.
Absolutely. Just before the game, I sat down and talked to both of them, and they said they're hungry. They're ready to cook and make some pancakes. So
I love Eliu. He comes up with some of the best one-liners. It is a reshuffled offensive line. It's young. Felipe Aldaco will start out at right guard. He's 5'9", 300-pound junior. Another Eliu-type player, just a pure road grader. Angel Ortega will start at the right tackle spot. Now, left tackle is kind of up for grabs. Jesus Alvarez had a great scrimmage against Shiloh. They're not sure if he's going to start tonight. It may be Rafi Gonzalez. We'll have to wait and see on that. But the skill positions for Springdale have changed and not changed. You know, when you talk about the skill positions at Springdale, you start with number 20, Garrett Vaughn.
Absolutely. Garrett Vaughn, last year alone, missed, I want to say, 3 or 4 games.
Right in the middle of the season.
Rushed, but still managed to rush for 644 yards and 12 touchdowns.
If you followed the Bulldogs last year, you know the name Daryl Parchman. He holds the school record for the longest run in school history. Daryl's going to shift out to a wide receiver spot. He will play some running back, but Springdale's going to go more 4 wide this year. Daryl will be in the slot. He'll be the outside receiver. And, of course, they've got a guy at the tight end or flex spot in Jaden Cornelius who's just as good as anybody.
Absolutely. Jaden returns this year as a leading receiver with 33 catches for 454 yards last season, 4 touchdowns. Like you said, Daryl's moving out to a slot position. He comes in with 14 catches, 197 yards, and a touchdown from last season. So I'm excited to see how this offense runs.
The receiving game has changed a little bit. One of the transfers that came in, Brock Pounders. Brock's just a baller. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Brock is a game day gamer. He's playing with a bad knee, but I guarantee he's going to play a bunch tonight. And he's a guy that could be a difference maker at that slot receiver spot.
Absolutely. Watching Brock a little bit on Tuesday against Shiloh, he caught a few balls just right over the middle. Nothing flashy or anything, but great sure hands for sure.
One of the things that came out of the summer camp was a quarterback battle, and tonight we're going to see Grant Allen. He will be the starter, and you talk to anybody within the conference, they will tell you flat out Grant was the best quarterback in the conference last year until he got hurt. Grant offers a run dimension that I think we're going to see a lot of tonight, plus he's deadly accurate.
Absolutely. Just remembering last year's game against HAR-BER alone, Grant, I think, kept that game alive more than we would have liked.
Absolutely.
I mean, he made plays with his legs, would step out of tackles, and would just disappear very quickly.
Captains for tonight for Springdale: Will Mueller, Jace Carey, Christian Wise, and Garrett Vaughn. For Pulaski Robinson, that would be number 13, Travion James, and we're going to apologize in advance. Robinson's jerseys are white with gold numbers. They are not easy to see, but the Matthew Howard is one of the captains. That is number 10, Grayson Tackett, the quarterback, and I believe that's number 58, Davis Wofford. So those are your captains for tonight. The coin toss and the weather report brought to you tonight by Best Sports. The weather's beautiful. It was raining most of the day, but the clouds have cleared, and it is 73 degrees and bright sunshine. And we're about ready for football as we get set for the coin toss. I want to remind you about the varsity club. All the Springdale high schools bringing lettermen together. It's a great way for folks on both sides of town to get together and enjoy the Red Dogs and the Wildcats. By the way, the Wildcats play tomorrow night on the Wildcat Sports Network. They will take on Pulaski Academy. We'll talk about that as the night goes on. It's going to be a heck of a football game.
That'll be a fun game to watch tomorrow for sure. So we'll see how HAR-BER does tomorrow. Looks as if Robinson won the toss and elected to receive, so Springdale will start the night on defense. So we'll see what this defense can set the tone with.
It's going to be interesting. This is the defense the other night against Shiloh looked fantastic. The unofficial score, and you can take what you want from a scrimmage, but it was 33-0, and the defense caused 4 turnovers in the first 9 plays, and that is just that's just good defense. And I know Brett Hobbs was extremely excited about his group.
Absolutely, defense created multiple turnovers, even had a fumble recovery for a touchdown created by Stoney White and Hunter Cornelius, and it was an amazing defensive showing that night.
We are happy to have you along here on the Bulldog Sports Network. He is Carlos Trevino. I'm Zach Arns, and want to welcome our listeners who may be in the car headed into Bulldog Stadium tonight on ESPN 95.3 and 1290 AM. That will be your home for the Bulldogs all season long. And a couple of things to point out. We talked a little bit about the 0 week. There is a bye, and that is in technically what is week 4. It's the week before the home conference opener against Heritage that we'll have here. And that I know that Zach Clark is excited about that because that's one of the things that has happened over the last couple of years. Springdale's played really well in those first 3 games, and then all of a sudden they've hit the conference slate and people have gotten dinged. But now you get an extra week to get yourself healed up.
Absolutely, I'm kind of excited that myself. I wish we would have had that when I was playing for Springdale. That would have helped us out. We had some guys that definitely did go down with injuries in the first 3, and luckily Springdale does have that right before conference play, and that's going to be big. You open up with Heritage, turn around, play Bentonville West, and then have HAR-BER your first 3 games right out the gate right there. So that bye week right after non-conference is going to be huge.
We got about 3 minutes before game time. Let's get into your keys for the game tonight. So let's start first with Joe T. Robinson.
Absolutely. For Joe T., theirs is, what can you do to stop the defense? So let's see what Joe T. can do to per se stop the front 7, I guess, for Springdale.
That front 7 from Springdale caused nightmares for Shiloh Christian. It's going to be a battle. This offensive line for Pulaski Robinson is very, very good. You start to wonder about numbers. Those guys are going to play both ways. Springdale is suiting up about 100 players. Joe T's coming in with about 50. And, Robinson plays about 17 to 19 players. Springdale will play in upwards of 40. So you wonder if you get into the second half, do guys start to get tired? It's first game of the year. You're not necessarily in football shape just yet.
Absolutely. And I think the biggest thing for not just Joe T, but for Springdale in general, I think the winner of the game is definitely going to be the one who controls the ball the most. I know that was a big thing when talking with Zach just before the game. He said that if we can control the ball, that he likes the odds more than if not. Another one is who can win the turnover battle. I know Springdale last year alone was -7 in the turnover department, so we'll see how they bounce back from that. Another's for Springdale would be start strong and finish strong. They outscored 62 to 86 just in the first quarter last season alone, and then led up in the fourth quarter to a 35-73. So we'll see how they managed to take care of that this season.
We are broadcasting this evening from the Crane Automotive Suite. Glad to have Crane along as a sponsor of the Springdale Bulldogs. The pregame show is brought to you by Harps Foods. We are just about ready for football. Springdale, first ever meeting with Joe T. Robinson. Springdale the last 2 years has won their home openers, or excuse me, their opening games by a combined 9 points, both over Conway. And Zach Clark has talked about a lot getting his team ready to go and how they've come out of the gates flying. They've played very well in their non-con the last couple of years, and we're hoping for that to continue. And here come the Bulldogs out of the tent, and we are just about set for opening night. Glad you're with us here on the Bulldog Sports Network. It is a Thursday. This is a little bit different setup as far as how Springdale has approached this. This game was going to be a specialty game as one of the sponsored classics around the state. Instead, they're going to play it right here at Gerald Williams, and I know you and I are absolutely thrilled to be here at Bulldog Stadium.
I know we were talking about that Tuesday watching the scrimmage, and just sitting here in our booth, we have one of the best views ever.
Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it? I love to be able to sit up here and you see the mountains behind us and bright sunshine. Sun's going down here in just a little bit, but we're ready for some football. Springdale's going to kick off. Silvestre Martinez is the kicker for Springdale. I was watching him boot these things during pregame. He is outstanding on kickoffs. And, you always worry about special teams on that opening night. I wonder if we'll see any gimmicks or maybe some safe kicks, angled kicks, just to keep things nice and simple for the Bulldogs.
Absolutely. I know the past couple of seasons, the kicking game's been a real kind of struggle for us, but this year I don't think we're going to have an issue with that.
Yeah, we looked pretty good. Grant Allen, by the way, is the punter. He averaged about 40 yards per kick last year. Grant, an outstanding punter. Back deep for Pulaski Robinson. That is number 16. That's Mikkel Kentel. He's kind of their big play guy. They lost 18 guys off a team last year that went to the semifinals. Mikkel Kentel is really their big play guy. He's a speedster. He'll play the slot position. And it's going to be exciting. Been looking forward to this matchup all off season. Silvestre's got it teed up, and we are underway. Line drive kick. Kentel will take it at the 10-yard line. Kentel across the 25. And he's going to be knocked down at the 29, maybe just short of the 30. And that is where Pulaski Robinson will take over.
Excited to see what this defense can do as they trot out on the field. Already I can see number 10, Chop Sanders, jumping up and down out there. He's excited.
Yeah, he's going to be he's certainly going to be one of those pivot guys, the key guys those linchpin guys for that defense. I mean, he's going to be coming downhill most of the night. Quarterback for Pulaski Robinson is Grayson Tackett. He is number 10. He's a big guy, 6'3", 211 senior. Completed 61% of his passes last year for 21 touchdowns. The running back, that is Zatron Waits. He's a 3-star athlete. Got offers from UCA. This is Waits straight ahead on the give. He's going to get a couple across the 30-yard line. Ramon Esparza, Jace Carey at the bottom of that pile. It's going to bring up second down for the Senators.
Right out the gate, Robinson handing it off to see what they can get on this front seven for Springdale.
That Springdale front seven, led by Ramon Esparza, Jace Carey, Nathan Burkett. The linebackers, Hunter Cornelison, Trey Tolbert, Chop Sanders, Christian Wise. Here's Waits again, looking for room, and he stops short. And Springdale wraps him up at the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. Pulaski Robinson gets a reputation as this big play offense. They're really not. They're a ground and pound kind of offense, and they use Grayson Tackett's legs to try and get yardage outside the pocket. That's really how their passing game works. He's not a super accurate passer, but he's just mobile enough to cause you some problems. 3rd down and 9 for the Senators. Springdale in a 3-man front. Tackett looks to the sidelines, gets a call from Todd Escola. Todd Escola, by the way, 85-60-1 at Pulaski Robinson. He has really turned this program around. This was a program that was in distress just a few years ago, and the play clock has gone down to 0, and we're going to get a delay of game penalty against the Senators.
Good job by the defense there to disguise coverage and kind of confuse the Senators there.
So to bring up 3rd and 14, and this is exactly, I think, where defensive coordinator Brett Hobbs wants this Pulaski Robinson unit. Now he can turn 10 loose.
Absolutely.
And good luck trying to block him.
Absolutely. Watching 10 down there to see what he can do here. He's already been around the ball twice in the first 2 plays.
So Pulaski Robinson going to go 5 wide. Tackett, the quarterback. Springdale shows 3 down. Tackett will throw. He's got a man down the middle. Knocked away, Jonathan Lopez. And Springdale gets a 3-and-out. First 3-and-out on the season. 3-and-outs this year, sponsored by Pruitt Insurance. Glad to have them along. And the first pass of the season for the Springdale defense goes their way, and Pulaski Robinson will be forced to punt.
Absolutely, and it's great to see J-Lo out there on the corner side. Last year we were calling his name on the offensive side of the ball. This year he makes the transition over to corner.
You know, J-Lo in those 7-on-7 struggled a little bit, but he has really come on in the last couple of weeks. Defensively, had a great interception again in the Shiloh scrimmage. Back deep for the Bulldogs. That is, Mr. Electric. Juwan Boyd is back there. This is a side-winding kick off the side of his foot. It's going to bounce at the 48-yard line, go out of bounds. So Springdale's going to start with great field position just across the 50-yard line. And I don't think if Zach Clark, I don't think he could have dialed up a better start for his defense, give his offense the football at the 47-yard line.
I don't either. And now we get to see what this new vamped Springdale offense is made of, led by quarterback Grant Allen and running back Garrett Vaughn.
So the offense trots out onto the field. Darrell and Brock are the receivers at the bottom of the screen. Grant Allen in the shotgun. He's got Garrett Vaughn next to him. Jeffrey Mann is the receiver to the top of the screen. C.J. Jones is the tight end. Jaden Cornelius not getting the start tonight. Here comes Grant on the RPO. Grant across the 50. First down out. He's going to be out to about the 48-yard line. Got a little ahead of myself. So Grant on the first play. We talked to Coach Brian Davis before the game. He promised us that would be the power read. So they'll get to the 49-yard line. A couple yards on the pickup. It'll be second down for the Bulldogs.
Great job there by the offensive line, getting a quick hole for Grant to gain about 5 yards there.
So second down, we'll call it 5. Here's Grant on the pitch, finds Garrett on the outside. Garrett across the 50. He's going to be knocked out of bounds. We'll call it the 47-yard line, pickup of maybe 1. That's going to bring up third down for the Dogs.
Absolutely, and great hit there by the Senators' corner. So coming downhill, hitting Garrett for about a 2-yard gain there.
Bring up the first third down of the year for the Bulldogs. Grant in the pistol. He's got Garrett behind him. And they draw him off sides, and it's going to be awfully close. Nice discipline by the Bulldogs offensive line. That's something that they had talked about in the preseason, was getting more of those kinds of free first downs. The penalty indeed will give the Bulldogs a first down at the 42. Second penalty against Joe T. Robinson.
Early in the game, early penalties, things that Joe T just has to kind of shape up on real quick.
Here comes Garrett on the counter, across the 40. Garrett into the secondary. He'll get probably about 4 out of that when they finally mark him. And this is something that Springdale, you'll see them go quicker. Brian Davis said that they want to go quickly to try and wear this team down.
Absolutely. I know Brian Davis said as we were down there talking with him that they were going to do a quick hurry up the first series just to see how they look.
And Springdale's going to jump off sides. Angel Ortega will be whistled for the motion. So that'll back Springdale up. And you expect those kinds of plays, those kinds of errors here in the first drive, the first game. Something that you hope to avoid, but every coach in the world will tell you it's kind of unavoidable. So that'll back Springdale up to the 43-yard line. It'll be second down and 11. Grant's in the shotgun. Grant fumbles the football, and it's taken away, and it's a turnover for Pulaski Robinson. I believe that's Zach Williams on the recovery.
I do believe so.
Indeed it is. So Springdale's going to turn it over on their first drive. Robinson will take over at the 50, and that's one of those bugaboos that we talked about. Springdale in the negative last year in turnover margin.
Absolutely, and Zach did a great job getting off the ball, getting to the quarterback and Garrett right there just to create that turnover. He just kind of took the ball out of Grant's hands.
So it's a first down for Robinson right at the 50-yard line. Just underway here, first quarter, 9:01 to go. 0-0 our score. Tackett in the shotgun. Springdale showing blitz. Here's Tackett to throw. He's got a man wide open down the middle. That's and there's Jawan Boyd, and they're going to get him for targeting. Ball's going to be marked down at the 26-yard line, but they're going to get Jawan for the target.
Solid tackle there by Jawan.
So we'll see where they wind up marking this. This is going to be a 15-yard penalty. It should put it down, just based on where the ball is, should put it down around the 13. That's Tackett's first completion.
That'll put the Senators inside the red zone there. Every red zone trip brought to you by Storm Orthodontics.
So as they mark off the penalty, that will put Robinson inside the 20-yard line. They'll mark the ball at the 14. First and 10 for the Senators. This is Waits. Tolbert's there. He's going to wind up getting about 4 yards out of the play. He'll bring up second down.
Senators look to be following big number 64 there, Elliott Harris Jr. So I watched him on film.
When you say big, you're not kidding. He is a very large young man.
6'4", 305. So I believe his not so smaller younger brother plays on the opposite end of him.
He's the right tackle. So it's second down. Tackett in the shotgun. Hands to Waits again. Waits looking for a little bit of room. He's inside the 5, and I believe he's going to be in for the touchdown. No signal yet. Yes, now Waits with the touchdown. So a 10-yard touchdown run by Zatron Waits gets Robinson on the board after the turnover. So on to the field comes the special teams. The kicker for Robinson tonight is Trent Tiscola. Tackett is the holder. Scola's kick is on the way and good. So with 8:10 to go in the first quarter, Pulaski Robinson 7, Springdale nothing. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
All scoring drives this year brought to you by.
So Robinson will kick off.
Looks to be back deep for the Bulldogs. We got number 20, Garrett Vaughn, number 1, Juwan Boyd, and 22, Daryl Parchman.
So not exactly the start the Bulldogs wanted. The turnovers, again, a problem last year. And we've got some sort of an issue here. I'm not sure if this is an equipment issue with McCain Woods. He's coming off the field. Hunter Cornelison will check in. So 8:10 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 our score. Robinson with the lead on a 10-yard touchdown run by Zatron Waits. Escola's got it teed up. Garrett Vaughn, as Carlos said, back deep. After a long pause, Escola marches towards the football. Sends it deep. It's coming in the direction of Daryl Parchman. It's going to go over his head into the end zone, and it will be a touchback for Springdale. So the Dogs will start from the 20-yard line.
Springdale, though, in that last drive showed a lot of different personnel groups. I think the one they liked to see the most was a 20 package. So 2 running backs in the backfield, no tight ends.
So Grant will bring him out. He's got Garrett behind him. 1st and 10 for the Dogs, ball to 20. Here comes Garrett on the handoff. Not much room, still going, but he's going to get maybe a yard out of that, and it's going to bring up 2nd down.
This Senator defense definitely flies to the ball and will lay a hat on anybody that's coming their way.
They're going to give him maybe half a yard on that. It'll bring up 2nd down. So Springdale will go 4 wide. Grant Allen in the shotgun. Grant, his first pass attempt, nearly intercepted. That's going to bring up 3rd down. So this Springdale offense, after the turnover, struggling to move the football against this very, very good Pulaski Robinson defense.
Absolutely, and Seth Watson there on the bat down for the Senators. Just kind of read the play perfectly and batted it down.
Trips to the bottom of the formation. Jaden Cornelius in for the first time tonight. Grant Allen in the shotgun. Garrett Vaughn the lone setback. Here's Grant to throw. Grant on the move, looking for somebody. Going to get across the 25-yard line. He's going to be met at the 25, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Bulldogs.
Grant did a great job there trying to roll out, pick up some yards. Brings out the punt unit for Springdale, though, as the Senators force a 3-and-out, brought to you by Tim Pruitt Insurance.
So Grant will punt. Kick's on the way. It's an end-over-end kick. It's going to bounce at the 49-yard line. And the ball is loose. Jawan's got it. So a fumble on the punt's going to give the Springdale Bulldogs the football inside the 30-yard line. So what's good for Robinson's good for Springdale. The Bulldogs get the turnover and a break.
Absolutely. The deep guy there for Robinson just kind of went up, tried to field it on a hop, took a funny bounce, and Juwan was right there to scoop the ball.
It's one of those, when it hits the ground, you're just yelling, get away from it, get away from it. So Springdale's going to take over in great position. They're going to give him the ball where Juwan recovered it, which is the 38-yard line. So the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10, ball at the 38. Grant comes right back out. Jeremy Price, head basketball coach for the Dogs, here today, right in front of our broadcast position. Grant out of the backfield, and we've got a false start called against the Bulldogs. So it's been kind of a disjointed start for Springdale so far. I'll bring up a 1st and 15.
I think that's definitely something that Zach Clark's going to address with his offense here in a little bit.
So the ball at 43, 6:43 to go, first quarter. That's Grant in motion. Or excuse me, Garrett in motion. Grant to throw. Now he's going to take off and run. Grant, this is what he does very well. Grant inside the 30, inside the 20. Grant, Allen down the sidelines. Touchdown, Springdale. So the Bulldogs answer right back. Grant Allen, 43 yards. And the Bulldogs within a point, an extra point of tying this ball game up.
Absolutely. And Grant picked up a key block there by number 2, Brock Pounders, there on the sidelines. Cleared a Senator out of the way for Grant just to skip on down the sideline.
I know what you're asking. Brock's got to have a nickname, right?
He hasn't have one yet.
Brock Star.
Well, there we go.
The Brock Star with a key block, and now the Bulldogs going to go for 2. Will Mueller in the football game. Here's Will. Gives to Darrell. He fumbles it, and the Bulldogs aren't going to get there. So the 2-point conversion doesn't work. And the Bulldogs are stopped there. The touchdown comes with 6:31 to go in the first quarter. 43 yards from Grant Allen. And the Bulldogs are down by 1. We'll be right back. You're watching the Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network. First and 15. This is Tackett to throw. Tackett plants, throws, nearly intercepted. That was a dangerous throw. Good coverage by J-Lo, but Jawan was lurking.
He was. Jawan just kind of slowly slid his way over. J-Lo with the coverage, and Jawan just kind of out-jumped the Senator receiver there.
Tackett, 1 completion so far. He's 1 for 3. So it's second down and 15. Ball resting at the 35-yard line. Let's set that Springdale defense real quick. Jace Carey, Ramon Esparza, and Nathan Burkett across the front. Chops, Christian Wise, Hunter Cornelison, and Trey Tolbert on the linebackers. Defensive backs, Bukow, White, Jawan Boyd, Jonathan Lopez. This is Waits, and he is popped. He's going to get just across the 40-yard line. That's Tolbert and Cornelison in there making the tackle. Bruno Martinez is going to check in. So it's third down. Ball at the 42-yard line. 7-yard pickup there on second down. Brings up third down and 9. The line to make is the 50. Springdale going to show that 3 down front. Here they come. Chops and Trey showing blitz. Tackett chased by Chops. He gets away. And there's a near interception there by Stoney White. Chops forced Tackett to get rid of it a little quicker than he wanted to. And it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Senators. So nice answer there for the Bulldog defense after giving up a touchdown on the last drive.
Absolutely. Chops was right there as soon as Tackett turned around from the play action. Kind of had to turn his body and just throw the ball away. And he threw it, and Stoney White was right there and almost intercepted it. And that forces a 3-and-out brought to you by Tim Pruitt State Farm Insurance.
Noah Taylor is the punter for Robinson. Taylor gets it away. Juwan, the deep back. Juwan with the catch at the 14. Stays on his feet. Juwan not going to get very far. He might get up to the 17-yard line. That's going to be about it. But Springdale, with a good defensive stance, going to get the football. 5:13 to go in the first quarter. Glad you're with us here on the Bulldog Sports Network. He's Carlos. I'm Zach. I got my good friend Lynn Gregson sitting behind me. He's the voice of the Prairie Grove Tigers. They open up next week at Farmington. At Farmington? At home. They're at Tiger Stadium down there in the Tigers' Den. I learned everything I know from Lynn. So Grant will bring the offense out. Ball resting just across the 15-yard line. Daryl Parchman trying to get set up. You got Grant and Daryl at the top of the screen. And now we've got a shift as Jaden Cornelius goes into the wingback spot. Here comes Garrett, and he is leveled at the 14-yard line. Boy, they've certainly scouted the Springdale offense pretty well. They know that Garrett is the guy.
Absolutely, and that looked to actually be number 17,
Zatron Waits. Yeah, he's an outstanding young man playing that linebacker spot. Second down, and we'll call it 11. Here's Grant. He'll throw quickly. Finds Brock Pounders. Here's Brock Dog. Brock across the 25, the 30. Brock to the 40 and out to the 44-yard line. First down, Bulldogs.
Great job there by Brock Starr, getting all the way up to the 45-yard line for the Bulldogs.
I was talking to his dad a couple weeks ago, and I told him, I said, I'm going to get him a name. It's going to come to me at some point. And Brock Star or Brock Dog, I don't know which one you like, but we're going to go with one of them. Big pickup on the first down. Bulldogs have the ball at the 44-yard line. First down. You feel that offense starting to get in gear. They had so much success on the ground in the Shiloh scrimmage. It really didn't work on the passing game all that much. Here's Garrett on the carry. That's a good pickup there on first down.
Good job there by number 71, Jonathan Blackman for the Senators. Worked his way down the line to catch Garrett from behind.
Ball resting at the 49-yard line. 4:05 to go in the first quarter. Grant and Garrett, the running backs, or Grant and Garrett in the backfield. Garrett is the running back. There you go. Here's Grant. Quick throw. Finds Daryl, and he's met. That's probably going to be a pickup of maybe a half a yard. It's going to bring up third down. I broke the stat machine week 1. I'll have to figure it out here in a little bit. Ball's resting at the 48-yard line. The line to make is the 46, so we'll call it third down and 2. 3:35 to go first quarter. It has been an adventure here in the first quarter. See that down 4 from Robinson. This is something that they do quite a bit. You know, one of the few teams that doesn't have a lot of numbers that will play that 4 down front. That's the strength of their football team. Here's Grant. Grant looking. Now that's Brock. Makes one move, and Brock is off to the races. And he'll get out of bounds just about the 30-yard line. That's going to be a first down, Springdale. 3:05 to go in the first quarter.
And that's what we were talking about pregame, where Grant just kind of makes plays with his feet, keeps drives alive right there, finds an open man right there, number 2, Brock.
My good friend Joe Riles just texted me. He supports Brock Star. So,
well,
Joe,
there we go.
There you go. Brock Star it is. He seconded the motion. 3:05 to go first quarter. Ball resting at the 31-yard line. I want to say hi to my good friend Scott Murphy. Sure he's driving around this afternoon. listening to the ball game. That's Jaden Cornelius in motion. Here comes Grant on the keeper. Across the 30-yard line. Grant's going to pick up about 6 yards down near the 25-yard line. It's going to bring up a second and short for the Bulldogs. You feel that Bulldog momentum starting to kick in. You see a lot of hands on hips on that Robinson defense. This was Brian Davis's game plan all along. Go as fast as you can, get those plays going. We talked about in the pregame, you get up around that 60-play mark, Springdale's going to feel pretty good about where they are.
Absolutely.
Grant hands to Garrett, a little bit of a seam, and boy, he is, I mean, for a guy that weighs 170 pounds, he is not afraid to stick his nose in there and make a lot of contact. He's going to be real close to first down yardage, maybe about a half yard short. Clock running with 2:23 to go. Bulldogs moving from left to right. They're moving actually against the wind, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when they actually get the wind at their back, how many shots they'll take defensively. I'm surprised Robinson hasn't done more of that. Absolutely.
I know earlier you probably saw a little green balloon floating down the field. In case you were wondering, the balloon did score.
It's 3rd down and 1 for the Bulldogs. 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Here's Grant. Hands to Garrett off the left side, and he's going to get the first down. He's not going to get there by much. And he got a good spot. They're going to mark him at about the 21-yard line, and that should give him enough for a Springdale first down. Big Jesus Alvarez, they call him Barney, and they're going to say he came up just short. So it'll be 4th down and inches. Springdale's going to bring the heavies in.
Good job there by the Senators, number 58, Davis Wolford. I know we talked about him pregame being a commit to West Point.
Grant will go under center. Clock running, 1:17 to go, first quarter. Grant takes, dropped the football, but I think he's going to pick it up and wind up with the first down. And they're going to get across the 20-yard line. So it's first down, Bulldogs. And boy, you like this drive. This is the kind of drive I think that Brian Davis wanted early on to get kind of that momentum, show this group, who thinks they're pretty good up front, that you can actually move the football against them.
Absolutely. And the defensive line for Robinson has size. We're looking at a defensive line that's averaging probably
the
about
smallest guys,
280.
I mean, they're huge on that defensive line, and I know that Coach Davis and Coach Clark wanted to run them side to side and get them moving, and they feel like that'll pay dividends in the second half. So first down, here's Grant. Nice waggle action. Grant's got room, and he's got a man wide open. There's Brock Starr with the catch of the 8-yard line. Nice diving catch by Brock Pounders. That's going to be enough for another Bulldog first down. It'll bring up a 1st and goal. The Bulldogs move inside the Storm's orthodontics red zone. And now you feel like Grant Allen got the nerves out, and boy, he looks good right now, doesn't he?
He really does. This is what we saw Tuesday against Shiloh last week. Grant just kind of sitting back there, calm and composed.
So 1st and goal, clock running, 35 seconds to go in the quarter. Grant takes, gives to Garrett. Garrett slips one tackle, makes another guy miss. Grant racing for the end zone. That's Garrett Vaughn into the end zone. Touchdown, Springdale.
Great job there by number 10, Chop Sanders, actually getting a seal block on the line to get Garrett outside to be able to outrun the Senators' defense.
So Garrett Vaughn with an 8-yard touchdown run, GV1 cut. See, I got into the GV1 cut thing too fast. Garrett with the touchdown run. The Bulldogs missed on their first 2-point go-around. Now they're going to try it again. And this looks more conventional here. It looks like they're actually going to try the extra point. Silvestre Martinez needs to hurry as he comes the long way with 10 seconds to go. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. They're going to need to hurry here, call timeout. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second on the play clock, and that is going to be a delay of game against the Bulldogs. That Silvestre was down here at the 30-yard line on the far side when they decided to go for the regular the regular 1 point, and now they're going to back him up. This will wind up being, if my math is correct, this would be what? What's 8 plus 17? 25-yard field goal. There you go. I graduated. Silvestre with the extra point. Kicks on the way. It's up, and it is good. So with 26 seconds to go in the first quarter, our new score, Springdale 13, Pulaski Robinson 7. We'll be right back. You're watching the Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network. Scoring drive, 9 plays, 84 yards. Garrett Vaughn, the last 8 on the touchdown run. Dogs lead 13-7. Silvestre Martinez has it teed up.
That scoring drive brought to you by First Security Bank.
Mikel Kentel back deep again for Robinson. Line drive kick. Robinson takes it at the 6-yard line. There's Gabe Bukow, and good hit there by Brendel Cook. The Dogs will stop him shy of the 30-yard line. Looks like to mark him at the 29. 23 seconds to go in the quarter. Just a reminder, if you're watching on the Bulldog Sports Network, the wind is blowing it's pretty brisk, going from right to left. It's about 9 miles per hour. Dogs are going to get that in the second quarter, and that could pay big dividends in the passing game.
It absolutely could. It might help you. It might hurt you, depending on how you want to look at it, because it may overshoot some of your passes, and it may perfectly land in your receiver's hands.
So Tackett's in the shotgun. Waits the running back. 4 wide. Here comes Waits. This is kind of going back to center for them. Nope, Tackett with the keeper, and they've got him on the outside. Nice play design there by Robinson. This is Mikel Kentel. Still going. He's going to be knocked down there by Hunter Cornelison at the 30-yard line. That's a nice play. Had me fooled, and I think had the Springdale defense fooled. This is a play they ran last week against Mills in their scrimmage a couple of times for a lot of yards.
Absolutely. You saw number 23, Christian Wise, just kind of in no man's land, decided to take the quarterback instead of take the back out of the backfield and pick up a good chunk of yards there for the Senators.
Attacking Waits in the backfield again. This is Waits trying to get to the outside. There's Chops, and we got a big hit on the outside.
Looks as if Brock's coming in to play corner over there.
And this is something that Coach Clark had talked about them doing, was Brock was going to get some snaps at the corner spot. This is Waits. He's met there by Tolbert and Cornelison. He's going to get enough of the first down. Ball's going to be marked at the 16. Clock running, 11:25 to go, second quarter.
Puts the Senators again inside the Storm Orthodontics red zone.
We'll go to the sidelines. Tackett and Jones in the backfield. 2-by-2 set. This is Jones on the draw. Nope, Tackett's going to keep it. There's that play they ran again. This is Mikel Kentel racing for the end zone, and he is in for the touchdown. Nice play there by Joe T. Robinson's wide receiver to get into the end zone, and the Senators have tied the ball game up with 11:03 to go in the second quarter.
Good leap there by Kentel for the Senators. Just kind of, I think, was hoping he landed either inside the end zone or had the ball crossed before he went out.
If you haven't been here at Darrell Williams Bulldog Stadium, there's not a lot of room down in the sidelines down there. You gotta be careful when you make those kind of jumps. Escola's going to come on to try the extra point. Tackett will hold. Escola's kick is on the way, and it's good. So our new score with 11:03 to go in the second quarter. Joe T. Robinson 14, Springdale 13. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network. So the scoring drive gives Robinson the lead at 14-13. This has been a back-and-forth game where there's a lot of action on the field, a lot of action up here in the broadcast booth.
Absolutely. I believe that was a 4-play, 60-yard drive there for the Senators, brought to you by First Security Bank.
I guarantee you right now, Coach Hobbs is down on the sidelines talking to his defense about that particular play, which they got him twice on. Back deep for the Bulldogs, Garrett Vaughn, Juwan Boyd, Darryl Parchman. Escola is set to kick off. Let's see what Grant Allen and the Springdale offense have in store for this Robinson defense. Escola's kick is going to come to Darryl at the 13. Darryl Parchman, he's got a seam. Look out, here comes Darryl Parchman. Darryl Parchment across the 50, the 40, fumbles the football. Ball is still loose, and there's a pileup at the 35-yard line, and they're going to say it's Pulaski Robinson's football at the 35. So Darryl, after a huge return, coughs up the football, and there's that turnover bugaboo for the Bulldogs. So Robinson will take over at the 35-yard line. First and 10, and that Springdale defense is going to be tested yet again.
Absolutely. After this turnover, let's see how the Springdale defense answers to this.
So Tackett will bring the offense out. We'll see who comes out with them. Looks like the running back is going to be new running back for the Senators. I believe that is Seth Watson in the backfield. This is Tackett to throw. Forced out of the pocket. Chops in pursuit, and he's going to run him out of bounds at the 41-yard line. He's going to wind up picking up 6 yards on the play. Bring up second down, 4 yards to go. This is one of those things that Springdale struggled with last year, was the turnover and then the quick score. You hope you can get a stop here, get the football back, as Grant right now is red hot on the offensive side of the ball.
Absolutely, and I know something that the defense definitely got to look to try and contain is that running quarterback here the Senators have.
Tackett gives to Watson. He's got a hole. He's going to get very, very close to first down yardage. Looks like they're going to mark him at the 45. That'll be enough for Senator first down. Looks like we've got a Senator on the ground. That's Elliott Harris, the big left guard. Took 3 guys to get him up off the ground.
I think as they tried to get him up, a couple of them went down, just helping him.
So Harris will check out. They're going to say he was just short of the first down yardage. So he's going to bring up third down in inches. Now we've got trainers on the field, now being told to get off the field. You know, it's the first game for everybody.
Everyone's still trying to work everything out.
10:37 to go in the half. Robinson leads 14-13. They're moving from left to right against the wind. Springdale shows blitz, both Hunter and Trey Tolbert, as well as Chop Sanders. So they're looking to bring in 6, maybe 7 on this particular play. Tackett in the shotgun. They give to Jones. He's going to get first down yardage across the 50. He's going to get down to about the 47 of Springdale, and it will be a first down for the Senators.
Good job there by the Senator offensive line. Just kind of, per se, leaning on the Springdale defense here and just creating that hole.
Bruno Martinez has checked in as the nose guard for Ramon Esparza. The defensive line still Jace Carey, Nathan Burkett. C.J. Jones going to check in for Chop Sanders. He's going to check out right now. Looks like Chop's still struggling with that cramp issue. And we're going to get penalty flags. Looks like a false start against Robinson. So the penalties continue to be a thing for Robinson.
Absolutely, and sometimes these penalties can be drive killers, even though it is 1st and 15 right now. You have so much momentum going with you, and something like this can definitely kill a drive and just kind of stall you out.
So to break up 1st and 15. Tackett's still the quarterback. Zatron Waits is checked back in. Springdale in a 3-down set, 3 linebackers. This is Tackett. Throws out in the wing. Good hit there. They're going to get the 5 yards back. Looks like they're going to mark him back at the original line of scrimmage, the 47. It's going to bring up second down and 10. Nathan Burkett over there make the tackle for the Bulldogs.
Great job by Burkett to fly out there and meet the receiver to stop him for just a 5-yard gain.
It was P.J. Hall on the reception for Robinson. Clock running, 9:13 to go in the half. 14-13 our score. Glad you're with us here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Tackett will throw. We've got the screen set up, middle screen. This is Zatron Waits. And boy, he is a load. He's going to wind up getting a couple of yards on that. We'll give him 4 to the 43. It'll bring up third down and 6. Bruno Martinez, Jonathan Lopez, Nathan Burkett there for the Bulldogs.
Bruno's got to check out on this play. His helmet popped off on that. So we got Ramon checking back in here.
Seth Watson's checked back in for Robinson. Zatron waits the running back. 3 wide receivers set. Tackett in the shotgun. Springdale shows some pressure. Tackett on the half roll. He's got a man wide open there at the 33-yard line. He's going to get out of bounds close to the 30, and it's going to be a first down for Robinson.
Good job there by Mikkel just to kind of break on his route. Very crisp and catch that ball for a first down.
Ball's marked at the 31. First down. This is Waits. He's going to put his head down and get a couple. He'll go inside the 30-yard line. Looks like they'll mark him at the 28. Chops is going to check back in for Springdale. Brock Pounder's coming in as well. Bukow and I believe that's Dugan are going to check out. Clock running, 8:05 to go in the half. We talked about plays on the Robinson side being a concern. You got to start to wonder here. I mean, Robinson's held the football for most of the first half. So second down, Tackett takes the snap. He's going to roll to his right, and they just ran a stop and go. He's got a man wide open in the end zone. Nice catch, and they are going to give the touchdown to, I believe that is Travion James. So a 28-yard touchdown pass from Tackett to James, and with 7:44 to go in the half, the Senators extend their lead to 20-13.
Absolutely. As we were just talking about the controlling the ball, I said earlier in the game, in the pregame actually, whoever controls the ball the majority of the game is going to more than likely end up winning this. And so far, Pulaski Robinson has been able to do that.
Escola on to try the extra point out of Tackett's hold. Snap is down, kicks on the way. It's up, and it's good. So our new score with 7:44 to go in the second quarter. Joe T. Robinson, 21, Springdale 13. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
From setting the budget to signing the papers, we guide you through the home buying process and get you the key. Making better happen with First Security. When homemade is too good to keep at home. Helping Arkansas business do business. Making better happen with First Security.
7:44 to go in the half. 21-13 our score. 28-yard touchdown pass from Tackett to Travion James. Nice play. It was a little stop and go. Juwan jumped the stop, and Travion James, he did the go, and that was the touchdown. The Escola's got it teed up back deep for the Bulldogs. You got Garrett Vaughn. Daryl Parchman had a great return. Just coughed up the football on the last go-around, and Juwan Boyd back deep.
Absolutely. And as we talked about, the wind, a factor here as the ball just kind of falls off the tee with the way the wind's blowing.
Glad you're along here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Also want to welcome those driving around in Northwest Arkansas tonight on ESPN 95.3 and 1280 AM. Glad to have you guys along as well. He's Carlos Trevino. I'm Zach Arns. Glad you're with us here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Got a good one going. Kick's going to come to Darryl. Darryl's going to take it at the 14. Daryl Parchman. He's got another seam, Daryl. And this one, Daryl Parchman across the 50-yard line to the 40. He's pushed out of bounds. So Daryl Parchman redeems himself, and he's going to give the Springdale offense a short field. The Bulldogs are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Absolutely, and I think that's what Daryl wanted, was for the ball to come right back to him so that way he can make up for what he just did in regards to fumbling the ball on that last kick return.
Coach Clark calls him a home run waiting to happen, and we've seen it twice. One good, one bad, but so Daryl redeems himself. The Bulldogs will take over at the 39. 7:35 to go in the half. They're moving right to left with the wind. Beautiful night here in Northwest Arkansas. If you're around this area, it rained most of the morning, sometimes heavy, but the skies have cleared. The moon's out, and we have a beautiful view here in the beautiful town of Springdale. Robinson leads by 8. 7:35 to go. Grant brings him out. He's got Garrett Vaughn alongside. Jaden Cornelius, Daryl Parchman to the top of the screen. You got Brock and Jeffrey Mann to the bottom. Grant has got the screen set up, looking for Daryl. Daryl at the 40, makes one guy miss, fighting his way down near the 35-yard line where he's going to be knocked out of bounds. And it will bring up a second down. Looks like they're going to give him 4 on that. It's one of those plays when they run the screen and all the linemen, they run through and go, wait a minute, and just start looking for the screen. They came through real easy. But he'll wind up getting 4 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down.
I know as a defensive lineman on that, you always think, I have an easy shot at the quarterback, and then you just kind of see the ball sail over your head, and you're like, there's the screen.
Grant will take. Fakes to Garrett. He's got Jaden, his first catch of the year. Jaden dropped at the 29-yard line, and that is going to be awfully close to a 1st down. They're going to mark him at the 30, so roughly, we'll call it 3rd down and 1. That's a great play there by Grant. That's a play that Coach Clark likes because you got Jaden running that drag route or that out route on that. He loves that play to number 8 across the middle.
Absolutely, and great job there by P.J. Hall, number 5 for the Senators, on that tackle.
That's Jaden in motion. 6:55 to go in the half, and we've got whistles. And I think Zach Clark called a timeout. He indeed did. So with 6:52 to go in the half, Springdale trails by 8. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post. From downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
6:52 to go in the half. 21-13 our score. Springdale's got the football at the 30-yard line. It's 3rd down, and we'll call it a half a yard. Grant brings the offense out. Garrett Vaughn, the running back. You got Jeffrey Mann to the bottom of the screen. Jaden's in motion. They went for that, tried to draw him off sides. Now they'll call the play.
The Senators there right before the call looked to show a little pressure here. Let's see if they check out of that now.
Grant takes and gives to Garrett on the counter. Garrett, nice hole. Inside the 20-yard line, 1st down Bulldogs. Good work there by the offensive line. The interior of that offensive line starting to get it going. Fu, Enrique, and Felipe Aldaco starting to clear some room.
Absolutely, and here comes that hurry up, and Garrett right there just
Snap
followed
the ball
Highway
now.
71.
Snap the ball now. You got guys running all over the place. Snap the ball. Yeah, Coach Clark's not happy. That was a free 5 yards. Here's Garrett on the counter again. Nice hole up the middle. Garrett will get inside the 15-yard line. Coach Clark is really not happy about that. They had 4 guys that they could have trapped and gotten a free 5 yards out of it.
Highway 71, I see you. I saw that pancake, brother. I saw that pancake.
I've put together a couple of highlight tapes on Eliu. They're all pancake blocks when it comes to him. So it's 2nd down and 7. Clock running, 6:18 to go. Trevor Gums checked in. He's the wide receiver to the bottom of your screen. This is Grant in the shotgun with Garrett. He'll take it, runs the pump here. There you go. He's got Jaden wide open and just overshot him. That's a wheel route that they like, a little pump and go, and he had him, and he just overthrew him. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 7, and I've got to imagine if you're Coach Clark at this point, this is 2-down territory.
Absolutely. With the way your offense is going, you kind of just want to stick it in the end zone and just say, all right, we got 6, let's keep going.
Personnel changes for Springdale. Brock, Trevor, and Jeffrey Mann will check up to the top of the screen. Tight end at the bottom of the screen is Jaden Cornelius. Here's Grant to throw. Good protection. Grant looking for a little bit of a seam, and he's going to be knocked down at the 15-yard line. It's probably going to wind up being about a half a yard loss and bring up a 4th and 7, and we'll see what Coach Clark wants to do. He's looking at the sidelines, and here comes the field goal team. So Silvestre will check in. Clock is running with 5:35 to go in the half. 21-13 our score. This ball will be spotted down at the 22, so we'll call it a 32-yard attempt. Kicks on the way. Silvestre pulled it left, and the field goal is no good. So with 5:21 to go in the half, our new score, 21-13, Joe T. Robinson. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Zaxby's food has always brought people together, catering to the big moments. the little wins, the long talks, and the quick getaways. Because food this inviting is bound to add a lot of flavor to your life.
Introducing the Zax Pack. Served with chicken fingers, sides, Texas toast, and iced tea. Pick one up for dinner or your next event. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's. Indescribably good.
So as we come back to live action, we've got a fumble on the play. Zatron waits on the carry. It looks like Robinson comes back up with the football. That is number 23 for
Hunter Smith.
Hunter Smith with the recovery.
New running back in for the Senators here.
Hunter made the hit. That would have been a break after the missed field goal opportunity. So it's 2nd down and 9. Clock running, 4:50 to go in the half. Senators lead 21-13. Tackett gives to Waits, trying to get to the outside, finds a little bit of room. He's going to get up across the 25-yard line, close to the 30. It looks like they're going to mark him down at about the 28. That's going to bring up a 3rd down. We'll call it 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Bukow checks out. Brindle Cook will check back in.
Jobs there on that tackle for the Bulldogs.
3rd down and 3 for the Senators. Tackett in the shotgun, hands to Waits. Now it's a waggle. Tackett under pressure, and there's Chops, and Springdale gets there. Hunter Cornelison chops Sanders. The play was really made by Nathan Burkett. He stopped the rollout, and then Chops and Hunter clean it up. Springdale gets the stop. 3 and out, brought to you by
Tim Pruitt, State Farm Insurance.
There you go. So that's going to force Robinson to punt. Noah Taylor will come on to punt. Juwan will drop back deep. Great defense there by the Bulldogs. And you feel that defense just, we just need one stop, and I think we'll get things going. They got the great return on the kickoff last time. Couldn't punch it in, but we're going to get the football back here with about 3 minutes to go in the half. Noah Taylor is the punter. He's also the H-back, fullback, and a linebacker, I believe.
I believe so.
Well, we've got personnel running in and out. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. They get the snap off. Here's Taylor. His kick end over end into that wind, and boy, everybody get out of the way. It's going to take a Springdale roll, and Springdale's going to take over at the 40-yard line with 3:10 to go in the half. Zach Clark and his offense will huddle. Grant will bring him out, and we'll see what the Bulldogs can do here with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. They trail by 8, 21-13. It's been a good football game. A lot of first-game jitters, a lot of first-game mistakes, but all in all, a pretty good football game. Springdale needs to punch this in right before halftime.
Absolutely.
Now, keep in mind, the Dogs are going to get the ball to start the second half, so you can get that 2-for-1 switch.
Absolutely. You bleed the clock down to, around 30 seconds or so after punching it in. You get, swib kick, kind of have them kill the rest of the time, get the ball to start the second half.
3 receivers to the top of the screen. Here's Grant. He's going to throw. Good protection.
Oh, he's got him open.
Grant, under pressure, now tries to take off and runs. Going to get inside the 40-yard line. They're going to drag him out of bounds, and that's got to be a penalty. I don't see a flag on the field. Coach Clark's going crazy down there, and he's absolutely right. I mean, they tackled Grant 3 yards out of bounds. It's going to wind up being about a 5-yard pickup.
Good job there by Grant to kind of scramble there and pick up a good 5 yards for him.
Looks like we've got a Bulldog on the field. I believe that's Darryl Parchman. So while I tend to him, we'll take a quick timeout. 3:02 to go in the half. Bulldogs trail by 8. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
You can love where you live and play at an apartment community managed by Lindsay Management Company. Affordable apartments with awesome amenities, including clubhouses, fitness centers, pools, tennis and basketball courts, and playgrounds at select locations. Many locations also include golf privileges, business centers, game rooms, tanning beds, whirlpools, saunas, and resort-style swimming pools. View rates, photos, and apply online at lindsaymanagement.com.
3:02 to go in the half. They're still tending to Darryl Parchman. He is down at the 39-yard line. Looks like a leg injury. And I'm dollars to donuts. That's a cramp. Yeah, that's a cramp. Boy, I'll tell you what. You had one last year at Russellville.
Okay.
Carlos went down in the booth last year. And to my credit, I just kept going.
You did. I give you credit for that. But we're talking about a 4x4 room.
Yes, and it was,
with you, me, and Seth,
and it was
all in one
260
room.
degrees in
It
that room.
was.
Cramps are the worst, especially this time of year. It feels like somebody sticks a knife in your calf. But Darrell's up and under his own power. So Springdale's got it. 2nd and 5, 3:02 to go in the half. Here's Grant. Grant going to take it, throw it. He's looking for Juwan. And that ball's going to be overthrown, and we're going to get a penalty flag. I'm not sure which way that one's going to go. There was a lot of hand fighting on that one, so we'll find out.
Back judge just signaled that it's going to go against the defense there.
So Springdale will catch the break there on the penalty, and it will be an automatic first down with 2:55 to go. It's been a good one. You know, both teams, I mean, the couple of touchdowns that Robinson have made are just athletic, guys making plays. Springdale's fought their way back and, has a chance here to cut it to 1 or tie this ball game up. So the penalty is going to be marked off. Looks like it will be marked off down to the 21-yard line.
Right now it's just kind of back and forth like a good old boxing match right now.
Two heavyweights just standing in the middle of the ring, just slugging it out. Garrett Vaughn, the lone setback. Jaden, the tight end. You got Jeffrey Mann to the bottom. Brock Stars, the slot receiver. Juwan to the top of the screen. Grant will take. Runs the waggle. He's got Jaden wide open. And he'll hit him at the 20-yard line. It's going to wind up being a 1-yard gain. He was a little late on his delivery there.
Good job to get rid of that. I think he had that looked to be number 56, Zach. I believe it's Williamson.
Yep, Zach Williams. That's a name that we have not called a lot tonight. Outside of that one fumble recovery, I mean, there just hasn't been a whole lot of Zach Williams. It's been a lot of that interior line, and the two tackles and the weak side defensive end have been making a lot of the plays. 2:25 and counting. Springdale moving from right to left with the wind. Got Mann and Pounders to the bottom of the screen. Juwan's up top. Tight end Jaden Cornelius. You got Garrett Vaughn, the lone running back. He's behind Grant in the pistol. Here comes Garrett on the carry. Big hole, Garrett Vaughn. Touchdown, Springdale.
Garrett Vaughn just followed right up the middle behind Fu. Big number 71.
Give a lot of credit there to Felipe Aldaco for crashing that side, letting the guard pop around. And Springdale is pulled to within 2 at 21-19. So Silvestre will come on and try the extra point. And Garrett with his second touchdown of the year, excuse me. He had the dive in the first quarter. 2:06 to go in the half. Silvestre on to try the extra point. Missed a field goal the last time out. Kicks on the way. It's up. And it is good. So with 2:06 to go in the half, our new score. Robinson 21, Springdale 20. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
If you absolutely, positively want the best heating and air company in Northwest Arkansas, then you need to call Absolute Heat and Air with over 73 years of combined experience. Their technicians are fully licensed and insured, background checked, and drug tested, so you can absolutely trust Absolute Heat and Air. They offer $49 service calls all year long, 24/7, 365. The absolute best value around. Call Absolute Heat and Air or visit us online.
2:06 to go in the half. Springdale trails by 1, 21-20. I mean, there are luminaries all over the building tonight. Voice of the Wildcats, the Har-BER Wildcats, Donald Tucker, former Springdale High School great, in his own mind. He's joined us here in the broadcast booth. Nice to see you tonight, sir. Nice to be here. Silvestre Martinez has it teed up. Back deep for Robinson. Mikel Kentel. He's been kind of the big play guy for Robinson tonight. I'd advise kicking it away from him. Silvestre's kickoff is angled deep and is going to go out of the end zone for a touchback. Robinson will take over at the 20-yard line. So a nice answer for the Bulldogs. They get the stop, get the touchdown. You're back in the football game, and Springdale gets the football to start the second half.
Absolutely, and if Springdale can force another 3 and out here and get the ball back even with a minute or so and maybe put, 7 or 3 more points on the board, whatever it may be, go into the half with a lead if they can hold this centered offense at bay.
Tyler Jones is checked in at the running back spot. Grayson Tackett, the quarterback. They're going to go 2 tights here, something they haven't shown tonight. This is Jones. Finds a little bit of a seam across the 30-yard line. He's going to be dragged down there by Juwan Boyd at the 31. That's going to be awfully close to first down yardage. And they're going to call it a first down. 1:59 to go. Tyler Jones, a different back than Zatron Waits. He's a little bit smaller, a little bit shiftier.
Good job there by Juwan to chase down. I believe he came from the backside.
This is Tackett. Hands to Jones again. Jones across the 35-yard line, still going. He's going to get awfully close to the 40. Boy, they're moving some folks around, that offensive line from Robinson.
Absolutely. And this offensive line for Robinson averaging, I believe, just over, about 285. I think the lightest guy they have is actually 275.
We're going to mark the ball at the 39-yard line. It'll bring up a second. We'll call it 2.5. Clock running, 1:20 to go in the half. Again, 2 tights, 2 wide receivers, 1 running back. This is Jones straight ahead. He's got first down yardage. He's not going to get much past that. They'll probably mark him down at about the 43-yard line. Clock will stop with 1:05 to go.
I think right now Pulaski's just kind of, set with just kind of running the clock, running the ball, taking this into halftime.
And just when you say that, here comes the play action, the pump and go that they got us on earlier. Clock continues to move now. Under a minute to go in the half. 21-20 our score. Tackett the quarterback. Zatron waits his check back in. They're going to take. There's the play fake. Tackett throws. He's got a man open, and Bukow there on the coverage. Off his hands, incomplete, and that's going to bring up second down. You knew that was coming at some point. 4 straight runs, and then all of a sudden, here's the play action pass, and he was there.
Absolutely.
Just dropped the
football. What's that called? The broadcaster's curse or whatever. You say one thing, and they turn around and prove you wrong and just kind of throw it down. I think Springdale caught a break there. Number 4, Martell Nunley just kind of let that hit his hands and fall.
So it's second down and 10, 46 seconds to go in the half. Same formation. Zatron Waits, the lone running back. Here's Waits. Tolbert cut him off. He's going to wind up getting maybe 2 yards out of that. And I think you're right. I think Robinson's pretty content to just get out of here with a 1-point lead at halftime.
Hit about 30 seconds right here left in the half.
And they're in no hurry.
They're not, and they just kind of have to run one play and just take it into half.
So it's third down, and 7. Bruno Martinez checks in late for Springdale. This is Waits straight ahead. He's going to get to about midfield, and that's where he's going to be stacked up, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. So we'll see if either coach wants to call a timeout. Clock's running with 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and they're going to take it to the locker rooms at halftime. Our score after 2 quarters, Robinson 21, Springdale 20. We'll be back with a halftime show coming up. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
HAR-BER is not your typical bank. See for yourself.
I do most of my banking online.
I really utilize it more for my online bill pay, which is absolutely great.
Do you use the HAR-BER Go app?
Yes, I do use the app. I love it.
The best part is that
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post. From downtown to way out of town. To connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
It's the taste of fresh-picked strawberries.
Or a burger cooked to perfection right off the grill.
It's a friendly smile and a well-timed wave.
It's knowing your neighbors.
And your neighbor's neighbors.
It's knowing there's nowhere else you'd rather be. Because being here is pretty great.
Quality you can trust from the people you know best.
HAR-BER, hometown fresh. Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. HAR-BER, hometown fresh.
Our 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means faster care. And because we're full-service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale. When accidents happen, our 30 minutes or less ER service pledge can mean less waiting and faster care. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
I think Springdale Schools is a great place to teach. They have cared about my salary. They have cared about my time.
Administration is awesome. They want to be there for the kids. I mean, they are #1 priority.
The staff, teachers, everyone's very, very nice, very polite, and very welcoming. It really feels like a family.
It's always good when you have a diverse population like Springdale for kids in the classroom to see people that look like them. So it gives them a role model.
I always say if I had somebody like me in kindergarten that could speak both of the languages, that would be tons of help.
We go out of our way to provide everything that we can so that their children can get a wonderful education, because they are the leaders of tomorrow.
Northwest Arkansas, it's growing. That's one of the great things.
I am originally from San Antonio, and I cannot tell you, this is a wonderful place to raise your children.
It's just a great place to live, to work, and just to have fun.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot, because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
We hope you thoroughly enjoy our 2018-2019 show entitled Emerge. The Springdale High School Band is under the field direction of drum majors Porter Quartet, Thomas Gray, and Malcolm Garcia. Drum majors, is your band ready? Bulldog fans, the super team of Springdale School is Dr. Jim Ross. Springdale High School principal Mr. Jason Jones. The band is under the direction of junior students Sarah Miller.
Zaxby's food has always brought people together, catering to the big moments, the little wins, the long talks, and the quick getaways. Because food this inviting is bound to add a lot of flavor to your life.
Introducing the Zax Pack. Served with chicken fingers, sides, Texas toast, and iced tea. Pick one up for dinner or your next event. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's. Indescribably good.
Bulldog fans, keep up with your favorite team all year long with the official app of Springdale Bulldog Athletics. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Springdale Athletics app will keep you up to date with all things Bulldog. Schedule, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Springdale Bulldogs, proudly presented by Crane Buick GMC. Download today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
Athletics in Springdale has been producing winners since 1910. Our coaches do a tremendous job connecting our students to our schools. We are one community. Let's retire that.
And we welcome you back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. Our halftime score, Robinson 21, Springdale 20. Joining us as he always does during a halftime of our home games, the athletics director here in Springdale, Wayne Stellick. Hello, sir. How are you?
Great to be back, Zach. Glad you're having me up here one more time.
Well, you know, you are more than welcome here anytime you want. We've got a seat for you every single time. And had a nice summer. Saw you a couple times this summer. You look relaxed, tanned. I saw some pictures from Nebraska.
I went to the farm for a little bit, but this was a busy summer getting coaches hired, trying to get baseball and softball fields at both schools done, making sure we had our new Springdale track taken care of. So it's I'm glad football is going because it's kind of transitioned from summer to now. This is fall.
Let's talk a little bit about how tonight came about. Back in January, the AAA went through and instituted the 0 week. So you guys took it one step further. You moved the game back to a Thursday. And how did we get to a Thursday night football game?
Well, what's kind of neat about that, Zach, is that probably 2 years ago, Lance Taylor from the AAA, Zach, Chris, and I met in the admin building. We talked about some AAA things, and we brought up the idea about a 0 week. Missouri has an extra couple weeks. Oklahoma's ahead of us, and it put Arkansas schools in kind of a pickle. And so we took it to the Board of Governors. They passed it. So now you play 3 games in 4 weeks. And so it just kind of worked out where Zach had a chance to play. Chris had his game scheduled, the PA. And I thought, as we just talked through it, it's like, this could be a really special Springdale week. The media will be here tonight, and they have been. They'll be there tomorrow night watching HAR-BER and PA. And so there's a chance that Springdale football, globally speaking, will have a lot of good press coverage here for the next couple of days.
And there's some benefits to what y'all have done here. As you said, you get the teams to play their 3 non-conference games in 4 weeks, which gives the coaches a bye, which I know that they like. And Springdale's going to take their bye the week before conference starts. I think HAR-BER takes theirs after their second game.
Correct.
And from a player perspective, you know, with all the injuries that these guys go through during a regular season, having that week off is a pretty big deal.
Well, it's great to have that week off to prepare, get healed up. You know, my teammates, Jan and Christy, next Friday night, they'll have that night off because Springdale's gone, HAR-BER's off. And so for the first time in probably like 7 years, we've got a Friday night off in August or September or at this time of year. And but I think it's a good deal for Springdale, for both these teams to have that week off in there. And it gives us a chance to kind of experiment with some games. You know, there are games earlier this week on Monday or Tuesday. Well, could we do something like that in the future? And you play a game Monday or Tuesday, and then you have even a longer break for game 2, possibly.
Talking with Springdale Athletics Director Wayne Stellick, and you know, always during that first game of the year, that first week of the year, you know, you get the first football game, and it's just sort of this mad rush. If you had a chance to maybe just sit back tonight and just sort of enjoy the game itself with all the things you have going on.
No.
Not yet.
No, we're working on. We've had some issues with the field and some lights and things, and so tonight it's like I look up. Okay, it's 13-7. That's good. Okay, and then what happened? We were behind by 1, but it's that first game. Just like you've had maybe a few issues. We've had some things, and it's just trying to get the kinks worked out. But overall, it's been a really big, it's a great crowd, great night for football, and excited to be playing again.
And it's like a giant game of whack-a-mole. You get one, and then two more pop up. Let's talk a little bit about just some of the sports that are going to be kicking off during the fall this year. I mean, this is my favorite time of year because you get the football, and then you get all the other sports that are going on.
Well, we've already started like Springdale tonight. Springdale volleyball defeated Northside, so we're already playing varsity volleyball. HAR-BER had a game tonight against, I think, Northside as well. All 4 7th, 8th, and 9th grade volleyball teams played Tuesday night and again tonight. And so then we're going to start cross country. Golf's been playing for about 3 weeks. Tennis is playing. So if you want to go out and watch some athletes in Springdale, we've got a place to go watch. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday night. So come on out and watch your kids play.
I want to ask you about something, and my stepson goes to SOI, and they're going to compete this year in athletics, which is something that I know you're very excited about.
Well, we're going to start cross country out there. We're going to have 7th and 8th grade cross country at SOI. There's a couple club sports that are being looked at. They did some lacrosse last year, but as they continue to grow, we'll continue to add things out there that fit the needs of those kids and connect kids at that school. But that's exciting out there, what's going on at DTSOI.
It's always wonderful to come back here. I always look forward to the first game of the year. I got here very early and got to watch some of your folks out here getting the field set up. And it's such a great place to be. I was talking to Jeremy Muck from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, and he's never been here before. So I kind of took him on a quick tour of Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. He's like, and he was just like, this is fantastic. This is a great facility. And I was telling him, and this is credit to you. I mean, we get to travel around and go to a lot of these facilities, but there are no facilities in the state that compare with what we have right here at Springdale. This is as good as it gets, and when people come in for the first time, they do notice.
It is kind of neat when they kind of take a second and go, wow. So Dr. Rollins, the school board, this city has gotten behind the facilities that we have created and the ones that we are creating, and it's good for our kids. And at the end of the day, we're trying to connect more kids to athletics, and that just is good for the whole city and the whole school district.
Well, let's talk a little bit of football here. The Dogs are down by 1, but they've hung around 2 unfortunate turnovers. But you're an expert. You're a former coach. I mean, what's Coach Clark in there talking to his guys about?
Play better football. Play sound football. Don't fumble it. Tackle that defense, that Robinson player, and let's come out here and have a good, strong second half. One thing I did kind of pay attention to when the Senators left at half, those kids were tired. They had a look of fatigue on their walk. So if we're in good shape, come back a second half, have a couple good plays, and let's see where this thing takes us.
Hey, can you get me 2 tickets to the game tomorrow night? I mean, they'll let me in over there, right?
Well, we can talk.
Okay, all right, good. We'll have to exchange some Benjamins.
Well, maybe Mr. Tucker will help you out.
When I ask him for stuff, he doesn't know me. He needs something. We're best friends. I need something. He won't even answer his phone.
I thought that was just me, but
no,
it's okay.
No, not at all. Not at all. Coach, we appreciate you stopping by. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks when Alma comes in. Thanks again for swinging by.
Always a pleasure.
That is Athletics Director Wayne Stellick here at the Springdale Public Schools. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
It's the taste of fresh-picked strawberries.
Or a burger cooked to perfection right off the grill.
It's a friendly smile and a well-timed wave.
It's knowing your neighbors.
And your neighbor's neighbors.
It's knowing there's nowhere else you'd rather be. Because being here is pretty great.
Quality you can trust from the people you know best.
HAR-BER, hometown fresh.
You can love where you live and play at an apartment community managed by Lindsay Management Company. Affordable apartments with awesome amenities, including clubhouses, fitness centers, pools, tennis and basketball courts, and playgrounds at select locations. Many locations also include golf privileges, business centers, game rooms, tanning beds, whirlpools, saunas, and resort-style swimming pools. View rates, photos, and apply online at lindsaymanagement.com.
Absolutely, positively want the best heating and air company in Northwest Arkansas, then you need to call Absolute Heat and Air with over 73 years of combined experience. Their technicians are fully licensed and insured, background checked, and drug tested, so you can absolutely trust Absolute Heat and Air. They offer $49 service calls all year long, 24/7, 365. The absolute best value around. Call Absolute Heat and Air or visit us online.
Arvest is not your typical bank. See for yourself. I do most of my banking online.
I really utilize it more for my online bill pay, which is absolutely great.
Do you use the Arvest Go app?
Yes, I do use the app. I love it.
The best part is the quick view. You don't even have to log in. You can just see what your accounts are that day.
When you log in now, it just shows everything right there.
The fingerprint touch is a game changer.
We use the app, got to transfer money in a pinch. Quick and easy.
Arvest Bank. Our customers say it best.
When homemade is too good to keep at home. Helping Arkansas business do business. Making better happen with First Security.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post. From downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
And we welcome you back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium, getting ready to start the second half of action. I want to thank Coach Wayne Stellick for stopping by tonight, chatting with us as he always does at halftime of the game. And Carlin says the Dogs come back on the field here. It's kind of an odd first half. It was turnovers, mistakes, and it cost Springdale 14 points.
Absolutely. Springdale right now -1 in the turnover battle, and I definitely said at the beginning of the game that turnovers are going to be key here because Pulaski Robinson doesn't have very many players that they have. They have a lot of guys going both ways. I know we pointed that out multiple times here tonight. And Springdale right now, I think, you cut those turnovers out and you may, possibly even be up 14.
A couple of quick hellos to folks watching from around the country. Nick Luttrell is watching from across town. Nick, I will be there tomorrow night, despite your protests. My good friend Dale Scott's watching up in Iowa. He's getting ready for his first game tomorrow. Dale, how you doing? My wife is watching on the other side of town. Scott Murphy, Derek Oxford, my boy Lynn back here. Nice to have him back. It's like having your grandfather back. It's just nice to have friendly faces. Dogs trail 21-20. We are just about set to start the second half, and let's talk this through. Dogs are. I'm watching Daryl Parchman here. That was certainly a cramp issue. Looks like Daryl's going to be good to go here in the second half. Give me some thoughts here. Dogs are going to get the ball first. What are they going to have to do here to get this thing going in the right direction?
Absolutely. I think right now what Springdale's going to need to do is just kind of go in, control, possession. Like we said, towards the end of the half, Pulaski Robinson controlled the first game. Can't talk anymore. Controlled the ball the majority of the first half, and you see it. They're up by 1. So let's see if Springdale can control the ball, see if they can minimize turnovers and even defensively create some.
To about 2.5 minutes here before we kick off here in the second half. Robinson's just coming out onto the field. Springdale is down on the field stretching. I'm watching Grant throw down here on the sidelines. Grant had a good first half. The long touchdown run. He's missed some open receivers, but you expect that a little bit. New offense. He's missed some guys, but he's certainly been dangerous with the legs.
Absolutely, and like we said pregame, that's what's going to keep the Bulldogs, I think, alive right now with the way the Senators are playing on defense. Is when Grant can make plays with his legs, scramble out, open up a few guys in the passing game, or even like we had earlier, the 40-yard run that he had for a touchdown where he picked up a great block by Brock Pounders.
I just opened up Pandora's box. Got to say hi to Eddie Welch. He's watching down in Huntsville. Dylan Sizemore, former Springdale linebacker, watching over in Tahlequah. Guys, glad to have you along. Running game's been kind of hit and miss. Garrett's got 2 rushing touchdowns, but we haven't seen that sort of offensive dominance. But like Coach said, that starts to take effect in the late in the third quarter into the fourth quarter. We'll see if Springdale can kind of wear these guys down a little bit.
Absolutely. Springdale right now, you can kind of see they're ready to go, and Pulaski, as they come out, they're kind of hesitant. They're, some of them may be winded. A lot of their front 5 offensively is playing both ways. I know big number 64, Elliott Harris, I saw him playing both ways. I saw 71, Jonathan Blackman, so we'll see how the Senators can do bouncing back here in the second half.
That was part of Springdale's offensive strategy going into the ballgame, was to get as many plays as they could and get these guys running, and they were hoping to be in this position where at halftime, you're within a score, you're up a score, and then you start to let that fatigue wear in, because as far as I'm concerned, fatigue has never lost a football game. Fatigue will get you every single time. Dogs, bouncing around, they look like they're in good shape. No major injuries to report. Darrell and Chops both dealing with cramps. Both have come back nicely. Springdale's just got to take better care of the football, and I think they're going to be all right as we move into the third and fourth quarter.
Absolutely. Turnovers right now I think are going to be your main focus. Controlling the ball. Those are, my second half keys to the game for Springdale right now. I think defensively create turnovers. They've had several opportunities to intercept the ball, one by Jawan Boyd and one by Stoney White, both on the sidelines right there. So let's see if they can create turnovers.
Our second half weather report brought to you by Best Sports. 73 degrees right now. Wind is blowing, if you're watching on TV, from right to left, and it's blowing at a pretty good clip. They're saying it's about 7 to 9 miles per hour. But it, at times it just, if you're looking at the flags, it just looks like it's blowing faster than that. But that's a big deal for these teams. If one team gets down a score or two and you got to throw to, the wind has certainly affected the kicking game. But that's a big deal in the passing game. Springdale's huddled up here down on the near side. Your halftime is brought to you by Best Sports and Ozark Go. And we want to thank everybody for joining us this year. We apologize for some of the technical glitches. We believe we have them straightened out. The best director in the business, Seth, with 9 Fs. 8 of them are silent. He's running the show. Oh, Bailey took over. Apparently we had a bloodless coup over there, so Bailey is now running the show over there. Could get bumpy here in the second half. Dogs will receive. Bailey, I'm just getting started, I promise. It's going to be a long year. He's Carlos. I'm Zach. I got my grandfather back here, Lynn Gregson. He taught me everything I know, and I've got Springdale legend Donald Tucker back there as well. Guys, glad to have you. And I'll be pestering you tomorrow night, Donald, as the Har-BER Wildcats take on our good friends from Pulaski Academy. I see a very tall gentleman in the back. I believe that is head basketball coach Jeremy Price. Hello, sir. Good to have you along. I believe this is your maiden voyage up here to the broadcast booth. It's a little different than the basketball arena. I need one of these in the basketball arena. I'd love to see what you could. Thank you. That would be outstanding. So Springdale's going to get the ball to start the second half. Todd Escola is going to bring out the Pulaski Robinson kick team. They will be kicking from right to left. They will have the wind behind them. Back deep for the Bulldogs. You got Jawan Boyd. That's Garrett Vaughn and Darrell Parchman.
I'd like to send a quick shout out to
you opened up Pandora's
mom and dad.
Yeah, we opened up Pandora's box with this one. Scott Davis and Sheila Davis also watching from Springdale. Guys, glad to have you along. Second half about to get underway. Escola's got it teed up. And they're going to try a little pooch kick. That's going to go to Chops at the 30, and Springdale have a little trouble getting a hold of it, but eventually they fall on it.
I believe that was J-Lo that fell there on the ball for the Bulldogs right there, about the 31-yard line.
Well, we just found out something Chops can't do. I mean, he can do everything else. Handling bouncing kickoffs, not his specialty. So the Bulldogs will get the football first. Ball will be marked at the 31. Grant will bring him out. Brock Pounders be one of the wide receivers. Jeffrey Mann, Jaden Cornelius, those are the receivers. Garrett Vaughn is the running back. Darrell will be split to the top of your screen. And we are ready to start the second half. 11:36 to go, third quarter. 21-20 our score. Grant the shotgun. Robinson staying with that 4 down front. They've stuck with that most of the afternoon. Play clock goes under 10. Here's Grant, takes and gives to Garrett. Garrett looking for a little bit of a seam, finds a little bit of room. They're probably going to give him about 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up second down. Springdale started to find some creases there at the end of the first half. Garrett with a long touchdown run. They were starting to get it going, and they're going to have to get that running game going. But here they go fast again. Grant will look to the sidelines, get the play call from Coach Davis. They're going to go into the pistol, it looks like. Darrell, the lone receiver, to the bottom of the screen. Here comes Garrett, trying to get around the corner. He's not going to get there. Good play there on the defensive side there by Robinson. Zach Williams, Steph Wilson on the tackle. Or Seth Wilson, excuse me.
Seth Watson.
Thank you. Ball at the 32. It'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it 9. Springdale's pass game hasn't really gotten going. They've had some moments of brilliance. Most of it's come with Grant's legs. Getting that 4 down front for Robinson. Here's Grant to throw. He's going to take it and throw it deep. He's got Brock Pounders wide open. Brock at the 35. Inside the 20, and he's going to be knocked down at the 16-yard line. Nice pitch and catch. Grant Allen to Brock Pounders. 1st down, Bulldogs.
Absolutely great pitch and catch there. Grant to Brock. Sets it up inside the Storm Orthodontics red zone here for the Bulldogs right out of the gates here in the second half.
So a 3rd down conversion for the Bulldogs. Big play, Brock Star. And the Dogs set up 1st and 10, ball at the 16. That's the first time they've really gone deep and been successful. And, boy, that was a beautiful throw. He just put enough air under it to let Brock run underneath it. Brock
Absolutely.
did the rest from there.
The safety there kind of jumped a route short, and Brock just kind of slid behind him and made him pay for it.
So Grant's going to go into the pistol. Garrett behind him. 5 down front for Robinson, and we've got a flag down. We'll see what they're going to call here. They're going to call an illegal shift against Springdale, so that'll back them up. It'll be 1st down and 15. Ball's going to go back to the 21. That was a pretty ball that Grant threw. I mean, perfect spiral. Just let Brock run right underneath it.
Luke's remind me of a few guys that wore that number for the Bulldogs, that number 16, that threw some pretty passes like that before.
And there's been 3 guys since 1982 that have worn that number. 2 of them won state titles, Doug Greenlee and Mitch Mustaine, and the other one who didn't was pretty darn good. That was Mr. Glazer. He was a pretty good thrower of the football.
Absolutely. He ended up at Missouri. And
so it looks like the penalty's offset, so Springdale's going to get it looks like Robinson took the down, so here's Grant under pressure, going to run out of the pocket. Grant trying to get around the outside. Grant inside the 5, and they're going to mark him out just inside the 5-yard line. Nice scramble there by Grant. And that's the one thing we talked about. Grant can add that element to you. I mean, he's the one guy on defense you don't account for.
Absolutely, and like we said last year, when Grant, unfortunately was across town for playing for HAR-BER, that's what I think beat the defense mostly, was Grant making plays with his legs. This year, I think we're fortunate enough to have him making these plays for the Red Dogs.
So 1st and goal, ball at the 5-yard line. That's Garrett, the running back. They'll take and give to Garrett. Nice play. Garrett finds a seam inside, and he is down to the 1-yard line. They're screaming for the touchdown. They're going to call it touchdown Bulldogs. So the right side of that offensive line cleared a hole for Garrett. He cuts it back inside. A 5-yard touchdown run, his 3rd touchdown of the night. And the Bulldogs take the lead at 26-21, and we've got a Pulaski Robinson player on the ground.
It's number 71, Jonathan Blackman.
And I think he may have gotten rolled up on the back. We're going to take a quick timeout while they tend to him. 9:13 to go in the quarter. Springdale leads by 5. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
It's the taste of fresh picked strawberries.
Or a burger cooked to perfection right off the grill.
It's a friendly smile and a well-timed wave.
It's knowing your neighbors.
And your neighbor's neighbors.
It's knowing there's nowhere else you'd rather be. Because being here is pretty great.
Quality you can trust from the people you know best.
HAR-BER, hometown fresh.
You can love where you live and play at an apartment community managed by Lindsay Management Company. Affordable apartments with awesome amenities, including clubhouses, fitness centers, pools, tennis and basketball courts, and playgrounds at select locations. Many locations also include golf privileges, business centers, game rooms, tanning beds, whirlpools, saunas, and resort-style swimming pools. View rates, photos, and apply online at lindsaymanagement.com.
Good news for Robinson. Jonathan Blackman off the field under his own power. So we will try the extra point. 9:13 to go in the quarter. 26-21 our score. Silvestre in to try the extra point. Snap's good, hold, and the kick is good. So with 9:13 to go in the third quarter, our new score, Springdale 27, Robinson 21. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
If you absolutely, positively want the best heating and air company in Northwest Arkansas, then you need to call Absolute Heat and Air with over 73 years of combined experience. Their technicians are fully licensed and insured, background checked, and drug tested, so you can absolutely trust Absolute Heat and Air. They offer $49 service calls all year long, 24/7, 365. The absolute best value around. Call Absolute Heat and Air or visit us online.
Garrett Vaughn punches it in from 5 yards out. The Bulldogs take the lead at 27-21. 9:13 to go in the third quarter. Silvestre Martinez has it teed up for the Bulldogs. Back deep, Lakel Kentel for Pulaski Robinson. He's been all everything for the Senators here tonight. Got a couple of touchdowns. This is Kentel at the 9. Trying to get to the outside. Springdale cuts him off at the 25-yard line. So good coverage there by the Springdale Bulldogs kick unit. And the Bulldogs defense will check onto the field.
Good job there by Stoney White. Came clear across from the closest hash over by us all the way to the numbers on the far side to make that play.
So a change on the Springdale defense. Trayvon Westbrook, number 38, has checked in for Springdale for Trey Tolbert. We're going to have to find out where Trey is. Springdale's been rotating guys in and out, so this may be just a normal change. 1st and 10 for the Senators. Ball at the 25-yard line. Tackett on the quick handoff. This is Tyler Jones. He's going to get about 5 yards, and he's going to be wrapped up there. Chop Sanders will make the stop. So a 5-yard pickup will bring up 2nd down and 5.
Good job there by the Springdale defense to swarm to the ball real quick.
So 2nd down, 5. And it's Tackett and Jones in the backfield. Here comes Jones again. He's going to be knocked down there. Stoney White on the tackle. It's going to be enough for a 1st down, about a 7-yard pickup.
Jones just kind of slipped right by Chops there in the backfield.
So it's 1st down and 10 for the Senators. Ball at the 37-yard line. Tackett gives to Jones. He's got a corner. He's going to get around the outside for about 8 yards. So the running game for Robinson in gear here on this first drive in the second half. I said that Trey was not in the ballgame. It's actually Hunter Cornelison that is out. We're going to have to see if we can find him along the sidelines.
Looks as if I'm seeing this right. He's right down here in front of us, kind of by the trainers.
That's never a good sign. So 2nd down, ball at the 43-yard line. Line to make is the 48. Springdale shows blitz. Here comes Chops on the blitz. Jace, and it's nearly intercepted, and Springdale's got it. I believe that's Christian Wise with the interception. Great read. Christian Wise fought it for a second and then wound up coming up with the interception. So Springdale with a score and turns Robinson over on their the first 2 possessions of the second half. The Dogs have got it rolling.
Absolutely. Great job by Jace, the Judge Carey.
Jace Carey with the pressure. Forced Tackett to throw the ball right to Christian. He fought it a little bit, but he'll come up with the football. 7:30 to go in the third quarter. 27-21 our score. Grant Allen brings the offense out for the Bulldogs. Jeffrey Mann and Brock Pounders go to the top of the screen. Darryl Parchman, Jaden Cornelius to the bottom. Grant and Garrett, the running backs. They've gone all the way in the backfield tonight. Grant's going to throw. Good protection. Got a man right down the middle. That's Jaden Cornelius. 1st down, Bulldogs.
Great job there, Grant to Jaden.
You can just feel Grant's confidence starting to grow. He looked a little indecisive on the first couple of drives, but boy, you can start to feel him, getting into the ball game. And it's going to take a half. He hadn't played since last October.
Absolutely, and the Bulldogs right now are hitting this hurry up, no huddle.
Grant with the play fake. Oh, he's got Jaden right down the middle. Jaden Cornelius into the end zone. Touchdown, Springdale.
Back to back going to Jaden. 1,
two-play drive, and the Bulldogs find the end zone again. Jaden Cornelius with his first touchdown reception. And the Bulldogs off and running here in the third quarter. 7:09 to go. Bulldogs stretch their lead to 12 at 33-21.
And I think right now we're kind of seeing what we were talking about earlier in regards to Pulaski Robinson just kind of wearing down with having multiple guys play both ways. I think the secondary especially is starting to see that.
Good snap, kicks on the way. Silvestre knocks it through. And with 7:09 to go in the third quarter, our new score, Bulldogs 34, Senators 21. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
When homemade is too good to keep at home. Helping Arkansas business do business. Making better happen with First Security.
Welcome you back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. 7:09 to go, third quarter. Bulldogs, 2 touchdowns, 1 turnover, and they've found themselves with a 13-point lead. I want to thank Jimmy Hutchins for the updates on the game that we're watching. He's texting me, telling me exactly who just scored the touchdown. Appreciate that. So Silvestre Martinez has it teed up.
And Jimmy's right down
I know,
here
and he's sitting right in front of us. I'm like, I just text him. I'm like, Jimmy, you're aware I'm here, right? Mikhail Kentel on the return. Springdale cuts him off at the 20. Now he's got a little seam on the outside. Nice play there by Jawan on the outside. And the Bulldogs, you can feel that momentum. They're starting to feel it a little bit.
They're starting to kind of fly around. You can see some of these defensive players carrying themselves with some swagger.
So Robinson's going to take over the football. They will be starting possession at the 23-yard line. 7:02 to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs have come out with their hair on fire here in the third quarter. 2 touchdowns and a turnover, and looking for more. You got to figure if you're Robinson here, you got to slow things down just a little bit and try and get your feet back underneath you. Tackett's in the backfield. Zatron Waits is the running back. I'm not sure what the delay is. There we go. 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top. This is Tackett on the throw. It's dropped. Boy, I'll tell you what, Springdale is flying to the football right now.
They called that a...
Yeah, they're going to say the pass was incomplete. I mean, hey, give Springdale credit. They played through the football. You know, you don't want one of those things where you think it's a lateral and they call it, you don't want one of those situations. So Springdale doing a nice job here. 6:53 to go in the quarter, and suddenly that defense is starting to play that downhill game, and that's where you want them going.
Absolutely, and like you said, great job there by the Springdale defense to play till the whistle blew. You know, you saw the drop pass from up here, but they didn't hear a whistle down there, so they just kept playing.
So second down, 10 yards to go. Ball marked at the 23. Tackett's in the pistol. Zatron Waits behind him. They're going to take and give to Waits. He's got a little bit of a hole. Waits across the 30-yard line. Boy, he's going to be awfully close to first down yardage. They're going to mark him at the 35. That'll be enough for a Robinson first down. Ramona Esparza is going to check back in. Jace Carey's going to check out. Springdale substituted pretty freely along the defensive line. That's one of the things Coach Hobbs likes to do is he likes to play in that 3 down front. He likes to play 5 and 6 guys. First time tonight, see chops on the outside. This is Waits, cuts it back. Boy, he's starting to find a little bit of a gap there. Stoney White's in there for the tackle. He'll wind up getting about 5 yards.
Good job by Christian Wise to be there. The first Bulldog to lay a hat on him right there.
J-Lo's going to check out. Bukow's going to come back in. Second down, 5 yards to go. Clock running, 6:10 to go in the third quarter. Glad you're with us here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Tackett with the play fake. Tackett under pressure, rolling to his right, and he's going to take it, throw it out of bounds. Nearly caught there on the bottom of the screen there, but that's Kentel. It's going to bring up third down and 5. I want to welcome all our listeners that are listening on 95.3 ESPN, as well as 1280 AM. Glad you're with us if you're out driving around in Northwest Arkansas. Third down and 5 for the Senators, moving right to left. across your screen. Wind still blowing pretty good. I mean, if you're going to make hay in the passing game, this is when you want to do it. You don't want to get into that fourth quarter and have to fight the wind to throw the football.
Absolutely. Right now, Robinson has the wind at their back.
You know what we haven't seen, and you know it's coming at some point, is that play they ran in the first half, that pitch play. You got to find Mikkel Kentel. He's down here at the bottom of the screen.
That RPO, as they call it.
This is Waits with a big hole. Waits is off to the races inside the 30, the 20. Stony White in pursuit, tracks him down at the 6-yard line. Nice play there by Stony White, but a big gain for Zatron Waits. Robinson's in business inside Springdale territory.
Absolutely. Waits gets Robinson all the way down inside the 10-yard line, inside the Storm Orthodontics red zone.
Going to mark the ball at the 5-yard line. Changes coming for the Bulldogs. Chase Carey back on the field. Bruno Martinez is going to check out. Waits straight ahead. He is popped. And we've got flags down. I don't think Bruno Martinez got off the field in time, so it's going to be half the distance to the goal for the Senators. We'll wait for the call. They're going to call false start against Robinson. Springdale's going to catch a break. Bruno just got past the numbers down here, and they didn't call it. They're going to call the false start first against Robinson, so that'll back them up to the 10-yard line. It'll be first and goal from the 10. 5:45 to go third quarter. Springdale leads by 13. Just checked one of the message boards. We got a lot of folks watching down in Central Arkansas. Glad you guys are with us. He's Carlos. I'm Zach. Just hanging out at JWBS on a Thursday night. Just a quick reminder, we will be live from War Memorial Stadium next week. Springdale travels down to Little Rock to take on Parkview. We'll be on the air at 6:30, game time 7 o'clock. This is Tyler Jones, and he is popped by Stony White. He's going to wind up getting a couple yards out of it. They're going to give him, we'll call it the 7-yard line, so a 3-yard pickup. And that'll bring up second down and goal.
Great job by Trey Tolbert there. The thing just coming straight through the line, met him in the backfield and just kind of held him up. And he just kind of had to fall forward for a few yards right there.
As we mentioned earlier, young sophomore Trayvon Westbrook is checked in at linebacker for Hunter Cornelison. Yep, Tyler Jones going to walk into the end zone. So Robinson answers right back with 4:58 to go in the third quarter. That's going to cut the lead down to 7 points pending the extra point. Escola is going to check in. Try the extra point. Kicks on the way. And it's good. So with 4:58 to go in the third quarter, our new score. Springdale 34, Robinson 28. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post, from downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. Little TV lesson for you guys. They give us a countdown when we're coming out of breaks. And usually we like it around 15 or 10. Seth likes the number 12. Bailey apparently likes 11.
I mean, last season we got 7, 4.
Yeah, 7. And now. That's always my favorite. Now.
But they are the best in the business, so that's why we love them.
6-point game. Escola's got it teed up. Back deep for the Bulldogs, Garrett Vaughn, Darryl Parchman, and Jawan Boyd. Last time they tried that little squib kick at Chops, and he had a little trouble handling that. It's been a good one. High scoring. I think it was a little bit higher scoring than we thought it might get to. This game's probably going to get into the 40s, maybe the 50s by the time we're out of here. Escola has a teed up, end-over-end kick's going to come to Darryl at the 8. Darryl Parchman has had a couple of big, and we've got a flag down. Darryl's going to be knocked down at the 33-yard line, but that's going to be probably a hold or a block in the back on Springdale, so that will back them up quite a bit. We'll wait for the call.
And a quick
it is a block below the knees, so that is that's going to back Springdale up 15 yards.
A quick injury update. As we said, Westbrook came in for Hunter, and Hunter right now, we've kind of seen him roam up and down the sideline. It looks as if they took his helmet away. Not quite sure what's going on, but I know for sure we'll get an update on that.
So Springdale's going to take over the football at the 20-yard line. 4:52 to go in the third quarter. Grant will bring out the offense. The offense has been clicking here in the second half. 2 touchdowns on 2 drives. Man and Pounders go to the top of the screen. Darrell's the lone wide receiver to the bottom. Jaden Cornelius, the tight end. Garrett Vaughn, the running back. The offensive line's done a nice job tonight. Big Barney, Jesus Alvarez out at left tackle, holding his own out there against one of the best in the nation. Here's Grant on the quarterback sweep. Grant looking for a little bit of room, and he's going to wind up getting about 3 yards out of that. It's one of those new wrinkles that Coach Clark has put into the offense to use Grant's legs.
You know, it's great to see these offensive tackles for Springdale holding their own against 2 of the best, you know, in the state with Zach Williams and what was his
Davis
Walford. Sorry, had to think on that one.
Grant in the shotgun, Garrett alongside. Here's Grant to throw, pressure coming. He's got Darrell underneath. Darrell, they're going to say incomplete, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and long, 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs. It's a good read there by Grant on the blitz, just couldn't handle the football, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long. Springdale converted on their last 3rd and long. Brock with the long catch and run. See what Coach Clark dials up here with 4:12 to go in the third quarter. This is one of those big momentum plays. Springdale had the momentum going, scored the 2 quick touchdowns, but Robinson has fought right back. Grant's going to throw. 4-man rush. Looking for Brock down the center of the field. The ball's going to be intercepted. Intercepted. That is Travion James. He's still going. He's going to bring the ball back inside the 30-yard line, and we've got a flag down. Looks like that could be a face mask call against Springdale. So one turnover begets another turnover, and Springdale is going to be backed up into their own end against a Robinson team that's suddenly feeling very good about themselves.
Absolutely. Right now, Robinson, you know, offensively, line-wise, just kind of leaning on the Springdale defensive line. We got Brock kind of hobbling off right now and a Senator down.
Well, they tend to the player on the ground. We'll take a quick break. 3:54 to go in the third quarter. 34-28 our score. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we needed.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence as Arvest.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
Bulldog Stadium, 3:54 to go in the third quarter. The penalty is going to be against Joe T. Robinson for holding. So after the turnover, Robinson can get the ball in Springdale territory and be marked at the 45-yard line. We'll see what Robinson has dialed up. They have fought back very nicely here in the third quarter after going down with 2 quick Springdale scores. Tackett in the shotgun. That's Waits, the running back. Now some shuffling of personnel for the Senators. Tackett gives to Waits on the counter. He's going to get maybe a yard out of that. Middle of the Springdale defense is there. Jawan
chops the first one.
Chops was the first one there. Jace in on the play as well. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Clock running, 3:35 to go, third quarter. 6-point game. It's been a good one. Glad you're with us here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Welcome to all our friends out of Central Arkansas that are watching the game as well. Glad you're along with us. Hope you're enjoying the ball game. We are the only game in the state tonight. Tackett in the shotgun again. Waits alongside. Here he comes. Zatron Waits fights his way to the 40. Still going. He's going to get the first down or at least close to it. It'll depend on the spot. Looks like the referee on the far side is going to mark him down just short of the 35-yard line.
I think that's going to bring up third down here for the Senators.
It's going to bring up third and short for the Senators. Zatron Waite's getting stronger as the game's going on. Not good news for the Bulldogs. He's a heck of a running back.
He really is. He was a guy that I don't know if I talked about him in the pregame, but he was definitely one that watching film was going to be, a playmaker for these Senators.
Here he comes again, and Springdale had him in the backfield. He's going to wind up getting the first down. Nathan Burkett drags him down at the 34-yard line. Springdale had a shot at him in the backfield, couldn't make the tackle. Robinson's drive will continue. 2:41 to go, third quarter, 6-point ball game.
After that pickup, Waite checks out with Jones now in the backfield for the Senators. Jones, like we said, a different running back for Robinson.
2 tight end set for Robinson, and Jones went the wrong way, or somebody did, and Springdale's got Tackett in the backfield. It's going to wind up being about a 6-yard loss back to the 40-yard line. It's just one of those first game mistakes. We've seen a bunch of them tonight on both sides. Teams just, if it's they're playing a week early. Keep in mind these guys have only had about 3 weeks of real camp to get ready for this football game, so everything was condensed. Normally they would have had an extra week to get ready. So, we're going to see a few mistakes here and there, but it's been a good game so far. Tackett going to go into the shotgun on 2nd down and 16. Ball at the 40. Line to make is the 24. Bad snap. Tyler Jones going to pick it up at the 48, and he's going to wind up getting a nice gain out of this. They're going to give him about 5 yards down to the 36-yard line. Springdale had a shot at him in the backfield. Springdale's getting some breaks here. They're just not taking advantage of them.
They really are, and great job there by Jones to just kind of pick up the ball and make something of it. So that could have ended very badly for the Senators, but instead it ends up about a 5-yard gain there for them.
So it'll bring up 3rd down. Line of scrimmage is the 37. The line to make again the 24. Tackett in the backfield. He's got Tyler Jones alongside. Half roll by Tackett. Flag down. Tackett's going to take a throw. He's got a man wide open. Overshot him. And it's going to bring up 4th down, and Brindle Cook has come up limping. We'll have to wait and see what the flag is. Flag came down, almost immediately at the start of the play. It's going to be a false start or an illegal shift against Robinson. I believe the Coach Clark's probably going to decline that, and it'll bring up 4th down and 13 for Robinson. I got to imagine here with 58 seconds to go in the third quarter, Robinson's going to go for this.
Absolutely, down by 6 right now.
And as I say that, here comes the punt team.
Yeah.
See, what I am is I am a complete jinx.
But be careful, because just like last year against Conway, they have a playmaker there as the punter.
Noah Taylor is the punter. He's the H-back, fullback, and linebacker for the Senators. Back deep for the Bulldogs, Juwan Boyd. This is one of those where you just want to get it up in the air, let the wind take it, and see if you can down it inside the 15-yard line.
If you're Springdale, you're hoping that rolls back into the end zone.
High snap, Taylor with a nice catch, and that is a missile that is going to bounce inside the 5-yard line and into the end zone for a touchback. So, all things considered, Springdale turns them away after the turnover. Springdale gets a break there on the penalty, and a couple of miscues on the Robinson part, and the Dogs turn them away. 34-28 our score, 51 seconds to go in the quarter. Grant Allen will bring the Springdale offense out. Good to see Brock Pounders back. Now, for those of you who don't know, Brock's had a knee injury last year, and he's battling through some scar tissue, so you will see him hobbling around from time to time. But boy, once that breaks up, Brock's good to go. He looks pretty good so far.
He does so far. You had that long gain there for the Red Dogs earlier in this third quarter.
Grant Garrett in the backfield. Here's Grant to throw. Quick out, finds the Brock star. Picks up about 8 yards. It'll be 2nd and short for the Bulldogs. 47 seconds to go. I want to thank our folks that put the game on. We've got a whole new graphics package, a new set of folks running the show this year. They're doing a heck of a job. We like to tease them a little bit, but they are doing yeoman's work, making us look as good as we possibly can. It'll be 2nd down and we'll call it 3 for Springdale. Brock and Darrell to the bottom of the screen. Got Grant and Garrett in the backfield. Jeffrey Mann, the lone receiver, to the top. Play clock is now at 5 seconds. Grant takes and gives to Garrett. Finds a little bit of a seam. Garrett across the 30. First down, Bulldogs. I think this is what we're going to see a lot of as we start the fourth quarter. 42 seconds ago, clock stopped while they moved the chains.
Make that another pancake there for Highway 71.
Love that kid. Did you see his new haircut?
I did.
That is, I don't think either you or I could do that, but Eliu, he pulls it off. First and 10 for the Bulldogs. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Here's Grant to Garrett on the counter. Garrett finds a little bit of a seam. He's going to run right into, I believe that was Elliott Harris. The good news for Garrett is I don't believe he's going to see a lot of guys like Elliott Harris the rest of the way. That is a man. 6'4", 330.
Like I said, the defensive line for Robinson, averages about 275 with the smallest guy, I believe, being Zach Williams.
The four-star guy is the smallest guy on the defensive line.
At probably about 235 right there.
So the quarter comes to a close. 34-28 our score. We'll be back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Our 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means faster care. And because we're full-service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale. When accidents happen, our 30 minutes or less ER service pledge can mean less waiting and faster care. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. We're getting ready to start the fourth quarter. 34-28 our score. He's Carlos. I'm Zach. Glad you're with us here on the Bulldog Sports Network. A warm welcome to all our friends on 95.3 ESPN and 1280 AM. Glad to have you along. Got a chance to talk to the general manager of Hog Radio today, Candace, and love having those folks along with us and extending the reach of Springdale Bulldog football. It's going to be a good year. Dogs lead by 6, playing the number 2 team in 4A. This, honestly, is one of the top probably 15 teams in the state of Arkansas. This Robinson team is very, very good, and they are going to be a player in the 4A for the rest of this season. Springdale hoping to get into that upper echelon in the 7A. First and 10, Grant comes out. Second and 10. Grant's got Garrett in the backfield. 3 receivers, Jaden's the tight end. Grant on a roll. He's got Brock, and
I believe they said incomplete there.
Didn't they? Okay. Yeah, it's hard to tell when he gets lost in amongst all those bodies over there. And Brock is still down on the far side. And looks like Brock has come up a little bit slowly. And that's going to bring up 3rd and long for Springdale.
I know we talked about this last year, having Garrett Vaughn in the backfield. It's like having a 6th offensive lineman. He's not afraid to sit there and lay a block as he did in that last play.
So 3rd and long for the Bulldogs. Just underway here, 4th quarter. Grant's going to throw. Got the screen set up. Looking for Garrett. Ball's going to go incomplete, and Springdale's going to have to punt.
Robinson right there kind of forces Springdale into a 3-and-out. All 3-and-outs this season are brought to you by Tim Pruitt State Farm Insurance.
So Grant's going to go drop back to punt. Special hello to my wife watching on the west side of Springdale tonight. Hi, honey. I got major brownie points with her yesterday, so I'm good to go. Back deep for Robinson is Mikkel Kentel. Grant, nice kick. It's a bit of a tail dragger, but boy, he got into that one. Ball's going to bounce at the 15 and out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. So Grant comes through on special teams, and Robinson is backed up all the way near the 10-yard line. That draws rave reviews from the crowd. Nice crowd here on a Thursday night. I'm sure we'll have about 5,000 people show up tomorrow night waiting for the game, going, we're not playing on Friday? No, a Thursday.
Quick shout-out to Jackson Hutchinson watching down in Fayetteville.
Love Jackson.
So a former Bulldog himself. So he sent me a message as we were giving all those shout-outs early in the...
Jackson working with the Razorbacks.
He is. I'm still waiting.
So I haven't got any swag out of him. What's up with that?
Right? I may be a Texas fan, but free stuff is always nice.
You can be a fan of free stuff. Tackett brings out the offense for Robinson. Zatron Waits is the running back. Tackett with a pump and go. Now he's going to try and run. And he just unloads the ball. And boy, I'll tell you what, that's a dangerous throw. That was Jawan closing in on that one. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Boy, if you're the quarterback's coach for Robinson, you just say, throw that thing out of bounds. You were outside the tackle box, throw that thing away. 11:34 to go, 4th quarter. Springdale by 6. 2nd down, 10 yards to go.
Good job there by J-Lo. It looked as if Tackett was looking to find number 13, Trayvon James, on that pattern.
Personnel changes for Robinson. They're going to go with 4 wide receivers on this 2nd down and 10. Zatron Waits, again, the running back. They're going to take and give to him, and Springdale's got him this time. They might give him a yard on that. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. Trey Tolbert down at the bottom of that pile. Jace Carey, Ramon Esparza.
Good job there by the front 7 of the Bulldogs.
So 3rd down, 9 yards to go, closing in on 11 minutes to go in the ball game. I feel like this game has just sort of slowed down to a crawl almost after that fast start we had to start the 3rd quarter. This is Tackett. They're looking to set up the screen. Passes high and incomplete. And Springdale forces a 3 and out, which is sponsored by
Tim Pruitt, State Farm Insurance, all season long. Good job there by Nathan Burkett to be there and break that pass up.
People forget last year how well Nathan was playing. He injured his ankle in the HAR-BER game, and he was playing extremely well. He was playing opposite Isaiah, and he was dominating people. And we're glad to have him back because he's going to be one of those key cogs in the machine as Springdale moves forward during the 2018 season. So Noah Taylor's back to punt. Jawan with his heels right at the 50-yard line. Taylor's kick, high. And Jawan lets it go, and it will be downed at the 46-yard line. That's where Springdale will take over in their own territory. 10:46 to go in the ballgame. They lead by 6. Springdale came out guns blazing in the 3rd quarter. 2 quick scores got them up 34-21, and then Robinson answered with a touchdown, and it's kind of been this standing in the middle of the ring slugfest since then. Grant's going to bring the offense out. Jaden, Darrell, looks like Brock's back on the field. Jeffrey Mann will go to the top of the screen along with Darrell and Brock. Jaden's the inline tight end at the bottom of the screen. Garrett Vaughn, the running back. He's gone all the way for the Bulldogs. It's Jaden in motion. We'll shift over to the right side. Springdale takes and gives to Garrett Vaughn, looking for a little seam to the outside. Garrett, he's going to get knocked down at the 40, we'll call it the 49-yard line. It's going to be about a 3-yard pickup on 1st down. Garrett, outside of just a couple of quick runs, really hasn't had that burst that we thought he might have. Credit the Robinson defense. They're fantastic.
Absolutely. That front 7 for the Senators have been outstanding. Like I said, they got 2 guys on the outside of the defensive line that, were both committed to Arkansas and to West Point. But what it's really been is that interior for the Senators D-line.
2nd down, 7, clock running, 10:05 to go in the ball game. Grant takes and gives to Garrett. Off the right side, Garrett finds a little bit of room. He's crossed the 50-yard line into Senator territory. He's going to bring up a 3rd down. I'm still waiting to see, when do we go back to that RPO, the game that they had talked about. You got to figure it's coming at some point.
Absolutely, and I think right now, the Bulldogs are just kind of thinking, keep it as simple as possible, keep it on the ground, and when needed, throw, passes from Grant to whoever it may be. He's been able to connect with just about all his receivers today.
Play clock inside of 10 seconds. 3rd down and 4. Ball marked at the 48-yard line. 5 seconds on the clock. And we're going to get a timeout before The play clock ran out. 10:01 to go in the ball game. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. 10:01 to go in the fourth quarter. Springdale leads by 6, 34-28. It is third down, 4 yards to go. The ball's marked at the 48-yard line. The line to make is just inside the 44-yard line. Bulldogs send the offense back onto the field. 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. You got Darrell, Brock, and Jaden. Jeffrey Mann will go to the top of the screen. Garrett, the running back. Grant Allen's gone all the way at quarterback tonight. Played very well, except for the 1 interception. He's been pretty mistake-free.
He really has, and he's even created plays with his legs when needed. He's had that long run for a touchdown earlier.
So here we go. Third down, 4 yards to go. That's Jaden in motion. Here comes Grant. Nice fake on the pitch. He's got the first down. He's going to wind up getting the first down inside the 44-yard line, much to the appreciation of this pro Springdale crowd here on the home side. 9:51 to go. Chop's going to check in at the tight end spot. This is something that they've worked with a little bit during the preseason. Chop's a phenomenal athlete.
You know, I'm just kind of waiting like we saw last year, you know, just have him run right down the middle like Isaiah did against Rodgers at the end of the season.
But you're talking about a cheetah versus a rhino. I mean, Isaiah was like a runaway train. First down at 10, clock running, 9:35 to go in the ball game. Garrett, the lone running back. Here he comes. Garrett Vaughn straight ahead. He's going to get a couple near the 40-yard line. I think Coach Clark's pretty much I think he's very happy with this sort of strategy. Just get 3 yards, and let Garrett and this offense sort of bleed the clock a little bit.
Absolutely. You know, pick up 3-4 yards here and there, get a first down, keep this clock rolling, you know, as we hit just at 9 minutes right now in the ball game.
Jawan's checked in as a wide receiver. He's down to the bottom of the screen. 2 receivers to the bottom, 2 tight ends. Here comes Garrett on the counter. Finds a little bit of a seam. And he'll get near the 37-yard line. It'll bring up third down, and we'll call it 4. And we were talking during the break about what you might call as a play call here. We all agreed that the waggle was the way to go, get Grant out on the corner. I imagine that's probably coming here at some point. Mann and Jawan go to the top of the screen. 2 tight end set. Chops and Jaden are the tight ends. Garrett Vaughn, the lone running back. Play clock at 12 seconds. Grant gives to Garrett. Trying to get around the outside. Garrett Vaughn's got first down yardage. Out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. First down, Bulldogs.
Great block there by Juwan Boyd to be able to get Garrett on the outside a little bit farther to pick up that first down for the Springdale Bulldogs.
I'm sitting here, you know, where we're sitting. We're just above the last row of the stadium, watching Jeremy Price, and he's wringing his hands and rubbing his brow. He's like a coach. You know, he's in full coach mode right now. So the clock's going to start running here. 8:13 to go in the ball game. Springdale leads by 6. Same formation, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. The receivers to the bottom of the screen. Garrett Vaughn's the lone running back. Here comes Garrett. Finds a seam out the backside. Garrett Vaughn inside the 10-5, touchdown Springdale.
Good job there by the Springdale offensive line to cut open a huge hole. That's Garrett's 4th touchdown of the night. He's already a third of the way through of what he had last season.
Garrett Vaughn led the 7A West in rushing touchdowns last year. This one, a big one. Springdale extends their lead to 12. Silvestre Martinez will come out for the extra point. The Bulldogs lead 40-28 pending the extra point, and give Garrett Vaughn a lot of credit. Great vision for GV1 cut. Kicks on the way, and good. So with 8:05 to go in the ballgame, the Springdale Bulldogs lead by 13. Our new score, Springdale 41, Pulaski Robinson 28. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Zaxby's food has always brought people together. Catering to the big moments, the little wins, the long talks, and the quick getaways. Because food this inviting is bound to add a lot of flavor to your life.
Introducing the Zax Pack. Served with chicken fingers, sides, Texas toast, and iced tea. Pick one up for dinner or your next event. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's. Indescribably good.
Stadium, 8:05 to go in the ball game. Springdale leads by 13, 41-28. Aaron Vaughn with a touchdown run, his fourth of the night. Give the Bulldogs a 13-point lead. 2 scores is a big deal right now. It is we got ourselves a ball game. There goes Mark Barron. He told me he'd be here tonight, leaving early, beating the traffic. He'll go back and watch this later on, and I will get a text about it. So Silvestre's got it teed up, back deep. Mikel Kentel. This kick, end over end, and it's going to sail into the end zone.
We got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get Springdale for the offsides on the kickoff, so we may have a re-kick here.
That's all right. Silvestre's been pretty good tonight. And he's kicking with the wind. Wind at about 9 miles per hour, moving from right to left on your screen. Quick reminder, we will be at War Memorial Stadium next week. Springdale going to take on Parkview. I'm looking forward to that. I hope they give us the Vern Suite. That's the one I want.
I don't even know if that's what I'm more excited about, or the fact that we're stopping by CJ's on the way down.
Well, that's definitely a reason to get excited. Game time, 7 o'clock. We'll be on the air at 6:30 from War Memorial. My first time getting to broadcast down there. Looking forward to that. The 2 guys behind me have actually broadcast from there. So Silvestre's got it teed up again, and he boots this one. It's going to come to Kentel in the end zone, and Silvestre just knocks it out of the end zone again. You got to give the Springdale coaches a lot of credit. They went over to the all-states finalist soccer team and said, does anyone want to kick a football? And they got a bunch of guys that can now boot the football a long, long way, and it is paying dividends tonight.
Absolutely.
Last year, some of the special team stuff was a little risky. This year, they've been pretty good. So 1st and 10, ball at the 20. 41-28 our score, 8:05 to go. Grayson Tackett brings out the Robinson offense. Zatron Waits is the running back, 4 wide. Robinson goes 2-by-2. Springdale in a 3-down set. Little read option there, and Springdale's got it bottled up. That was just a really slow developing play. Springdale, got the pressure, and Grayson Tackett, I think, made the wrong read, and he paid the price for it. It's going to wind up being about a 5-yard loss.
Trey Tolbert, first Bulldog.
The Thing. People ask me why we call him the Thing. It's like hitting a brick wall. We were watching Trey down on the sidelines when they were warming up. Trey is a well put together young man.
Absolutely.
So 2nd down, clock running, 7:34 to go in the ball game. This is Waits. He's got a little bit of a head of steam here, and he's going to get across the 25-yard line near first down yardage. That's going to bring up 3rd down. That Springdale secondary, for being as young as they have held up very well tonight. Here's Waits. Springdale's got him bottled up, and he is not going to get there. He's going to come up about a yard short. Bruno Martinez down at the bottom of the pile. Jace Carey as well.
That's going to, it looks to be.
That's 4th down, and it looks like Robinson's going to try and go for it. Big play in the ball game here. Clock running, 6:53 to go. 41-28 our score. Springdale going to get a little bigger on the defensive line. Bukow checks out. So 4th down and 1. 2 tight ends set for Robinson. Tackett counting. They may be a man short. They had too many guys on the field, and they're going to call a timeout. So confusion on the Robinson sideline. 6:33 to go in the ball game. We're going to take the timeout with them. 41-28 our score. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Bulldog fans, keep up with your favorite team all year long with the official app of Springdale Bulldog Athletics. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Springdale Athletics app will keep you up to date with all things Bulldog. Schedules, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Springdale Bulldogs, proudly presented by Crane Buick GMC. Download today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. 6:33 to go in the ballgame. Springdale leads by 13. Robinson facing a 4th and 1, ball at their own 29-yard line. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Jason Worley, former Bulldog defensive back. Was the defensive back of the year in 1996, by the way. He is watching tonight in East Springdale. Glad to have him along.
If you want to make yourself feel old there, I was a year old in 96.
That doesn't help me at all. Grayson Tackett goes under center, and folks, they're going to, I don't think he did not get there. There is no way he got there. I think if boy, I'll tell you what, the line to make is just past the 30.
About the 30 and a half.
And they're going to say that was a first down. Wow. Wow, the official at the bottom of the screen marked it at the 30. I don't know if he got there, but they're going to give him the first down regardless. So it's 1st and 10 for Robinson. Clock running, 5:55 to go in the ball game. They continue to run Zatron Waits, and he is brought down. No, he's stopped there by, I believe that was Stoney White. A little premature on the tackle call. Jace Carey cleans him up. Nathan Burkett there as well, and it'll be a short gain. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Good job there by
curious,
Stoney.
though, you're down 2 scores with 5.5 to go, and you're running zone reads to the outside. You're running zone plays to the outside. So 2nd down and 7. This is Tackett. He's got a man running underneath, and he dropped the football. Noah Taylor couldn't hang on to it, and it's going to bring up 3rd down. He's wide open. Good play call.
He was wide open right here at the 45. I thought he was going to catch it and turn up for another at least 10, 15 yards there, and it just hit him in the hands and fell.
So that brings up 3rd and 7. Ball at the 33. 5:19 to go in the ball game. Tyler Jones has checked in for Robinson in the backfield. Tackett's the quarterback. 2 tights, 2 wide receivers. Tackett's going to throw. Tackett. That's a end-over-end duck, and it's going to be caught. Travion James with the catch, but we've got a penalty flag down in the backfield. We'll wait and see what that is. I think Christian Wise got held down here at the bottom of the screen. And indeed, it is holding, so that will back Robinson up. It's a great play here on the bottom by Travion James coming back to the football. I mean, Tackett just threw it up in the air. It was almost end over end and made a great play on it, but it's not going to count. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long. And as I said, I'm just surprised that Robinson, I mean, I know they're going into the wind, and that may be part of it, but I'm just surprised that they're not trying to move the ball through the air. They've constantly gone to the ground game. And, if I had Zatron Waits, I would too.
Absolutely.
He's a phenomenal football player.
And right now, I think the Senators, even if it's that they're going to try short patterns, it just kind of seems that they're going for the deep ball in general.
Robinson's going to call a timeout, 5:11 to go in the ball game. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
It's the taste of fresh-picked strawberries.
Or a burger cooked to perfection right off the grill.
It's a friendly smile and a well-timed wave.
It's knowing your neighbors.
And your neighbor's neighbors.
It's knowing there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
Because being here is pretty great.
Quality you can trust from the people you know best.
HAR-BER. Hometown fresh.
5:11 to go here in the 4th quarter. 41-28 our score. Robinson now facing a 3rd down and 19. Springdale defense has been very good here in the second half. Just 1 touchdown given up. They've certainly held their own. They were down by 1 at halftime, 21-20. Bulldogs have come out with 21 points here in the second half. Held Robinson to just 7. Been a well-played football game outside of a few miscues that you kind of expect during the first week. But the Bulldogs they'll get an extra day off, which will be nice. Get a chance to rest up over the weekend and then get ready for Parkview next week. If you haven't seen Parkview play, boy, they're every bit as good as this group we're facing right now. Then we get Alma at home right after that, a week off, and the conference season starts. Before you know it, conference season will be here. So here we go, 3rd down 19, 4 wide receivers for the Senators. Two to the top, two to the bottom. Here's Tackett. Steps up in the pocket. Lets it fly. Ball's caught. Racing down the sidelines. As P.J. Hall, he's brought down by Jawan. A big play there for the Senators. And they'll get a first down with 5 minutes exactly on the clock.
Good job there by P.J. just to kind of slip underneath J-Lo there on the outside after that catch.
So first down. Ball's at the 26. Here's Tackett. Throws it out in the wing. That's Robert Jones the third, and that is a great tackle in the open field there by Stoney White. He's going to wind up picking up 2 yards, but Stoney saved a big gain, turned it into a minimal gain.
Absolutely, and there's that RPO that we saw early in the game that the Senators beat us on twice already, and Stoney just sniffed it out very quickly.
I'll bet you $5 Grant and Garrett pull that out sooner or later. 2nd and 7. Clock running, 4:25 to go. Here's Tackett. This is Zatron Waits. He fumbled the football. And Springdale comes away with it.
Man.
Nice play there by the Springdale defense. Trey Tolbert with the recovery. Christian Wise in there as well. And that may just be the dagger that ends this football game. The Dogs come away with a turnover.
This Springdale defense, like we said at the beginning, is something that we haven't seen in a while. They fly to the ball. And right now, I think that puts us at, -1, if not even, I believe, right now in the turnover
battle. Bulldogs have done a nice job here in the second half. They got some things straight at halftime. Coach Hobbs and his defense giving up just 7 points here in the second half. So Springdale will come out. They're going to go 2 tight ends. This is one of Zach Clark's favorite formations. I think we got too many guys on the field. No, we're good. Sorry, missed my tight end there. I think we do. I think we may have one too many guys on the field. And they're going to, okay.
We had 2 tight ends, Grant and Garrett in the backfield, and then 3 wide receivers out to the top of your screen over there.
I think Darryl was the guy that wasn't supposed to be out there, so that's going to cost Springdale 5. With 4:16 to go in the ball game, the Dogs lead by 13. And this is one of those, if you got a 4-minute drive in your offense, this is the one.
Absolutely. Now you're pushed back inside your own 10. Drive it 93 yards, I believe is where we're standing right now.
We've done this before in one play. It's Grant and Garrett in the backfield. Jaden Cornelius, the tight end. Chops has checked in as a tight end spot. 2 wide receivers to the top of the screen. Here comes Garrett on the zone. Garrett just looking to get north, and he's going to get out over the 10-yard line. At this point for Springdale, their biggest ally right now is the clock. Keep that clock moving. Use every second you can. The play clock has not started yet. The game clock is running. 2 tight ends again. Grant looks to the sidelines, and I think Coach is telling him, hey, milk every second you can here. Play clock down to 5. Here's Grant. Gives to Garrett. Garrett may get a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Bring up 3rd down and about 11 right here. That Senator front 4.
Yeah, they're sending a lot of bodies right now at the line of scrimmage. They blitz the backside corner. The backside linebacker came. This might be that play where Grant pulls it. Clock is running. 3:07 to go. Now Jaden Cornelius is getting ready to come out of the game. And I think Coach Clark's going to take a timeout here. They're going to talk this one over. Indeed they are. 2:51 to go in the ball game. Springdale leads by 13. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
You can love where you live and play at an apartment community managed by Lindsay Management Company. Affordable apartments with awesome amenities, including clubhouses, fitness centers, pools, tennis and basketball courts, and playgrounds at select locations. Many locations also include golf privileges, business centers, game rooms, tanning beds, whirlpools, saunas, and resort-style swimming pools. View rates, photos, and apply online at lindsaymanagement.com.
Welcome back to historic Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. 41-28, our score, 2:49 to go in the ball game. Springdale just called a timeout to talk over this 3rd down and 11. Jaden Cornelius had hobbled off the field. Looks like he was pointing to a hamstring or a knee. Watching him down here on the sidelines, he'll be all right. So Grant will bring them out. Looks like we're going to go with 2 tight ends. Garrett in the backfield. And we've got whistles.
They're going to get a false start here on the Bulldogs.
I know they called offsides. Nice. Hey, we'll take it.
I think if I saw it right, that was number 56, Zach Williams.
You know, outside of the fumble recovery, we really haven't called his name a whole lot. Jesus Alvarez Barney has done a wonderful job on him tonight, and I know that was a point of emphasis for Springdale this week, was to neutralize him.
Absolutely, both him and David Wolford both have been fairly silent tonight.
Well, here comes Garrett, straight ahead, big hole. Garrett Vaughn across the 25-yard line, 1st down, Springdale.
Great job by that offensive line, opening up a hole for Garrett to get through on that cutback.
That is a huge play for Springdale. Maybe the bigger play was the offsides. Grant drawing them offsides, but Springdale's going to probably get out of here with a win as the clock winds here. 2:35 to go. This was a game that when they came out on the schedule, everybody kind of looked at and went, that Robinson's really, really good. And Springdale, they certainly poured a lot of effort into this game, and it looks like you're going to get out of here with a win and get to 1-0 and move on to next week. Here comes Garrett again. Garrett across the 35-yard line. Nice pickup there.
Another big hole opened up by that offensive line right behind Highway 71 and Foo.
Clock winding down to 2 minutes to go. I feel like one more 1st down, and that should just about do it. Yeah, Fu, Alayu, Felipe Aldaco, Ortega, and Jesus Alvarez. Great job tonight, not only in the run game, but in pass protection. Grant, the only time he was sacked was on a play where he ran. Grant hasn't felt pressure at all tonight.
Absolutely. That's a great job, like we said, by the offensive line.
Garrett with the spin's not going to go anywhere. He's going to get knocked back to the 36-yard line. 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
And like we said, Davis Wolford's been silent all game, and I'm not going to lie, I just saw him get pancaked there by Alayu. Great kick-out block there.
Approaching a minute to go in the ball game. Bulldogs going to go to 1-0 on the season. They'll have an extra day's rest and get ready to go play Parkview next week at War Memorial Stadium. We'll be on the air at 6:30. Game time 7 o'clock. Our whole crew is going to be well fed on the way down there. Here's Grant. Hands to Garrett. Trying to get to the outside. Garrett Vaughn is down the sidelines. He is gone. Garrett Vaughn, 5 touchdowns tonight.
Man, Garrett Vaughn just outstanding tonight. Broke that one for, I believe, just over 65 yards or close there, too.
You know what this means? I'm going to have a long night digging through the Springdale record book tonight to find out where that's going to put Garrett on the all-time list. 5 rushing touchdowns for Garrett Vaughn tonight.
I hear he's pretty good at Madden, too.
You know what? I went 3-1 against him. The one I lost was to him. And you know what? He scores me 5 touchdowns, I'll be happy to say I lost to him. 39 seconds to go in the ball game. The Bulldogs lead 47-28. Silvestre's kicks on the way, and good. So with 39 seconds to go in the ball game, the Bulldogs lead by 20. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
If you absolutely, positively want the best heating and air company in Northwest Arkansas, then you need to call Absolute Heat and Air with over 73 years of combined experience. Their technicians are fully licensed and insured, background checked, and drug tested, so you can absolutely trust Absolute Heat and Air. They offer $49 service calls all year long, 24/7, 365. The absolute best value around. Call Absolute Heat and Air or visit us online.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. Garrett Vaughn, 5 rushing touchdowns tonight has sealed the deal for the Bulldogs. They're going to go to 1-0 on the 2018 season. Hey, if you're in Springdale tomorrow night, good one going on across town. Pulaski Academy is in town. If you like tight ends, Hudson Henry's the best in the nation. He'll be in town. And the Wildcats, Donald Tucker, the voice of the Wildcats, standing behind us. He gave me the scouting report on the Wildcats. Like their chances tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. That game kicks off at 7 o'clock. The Wildcat Sports Network's on the air, 6:15-ish? 6:15? So Silvestri will tee it up and kick it off high, end over end. This is Kentel at the 8. Looking for a little bit of space. Gets out to the 26-yard line. The Dogs will trap him there. And with 32 seconds to go in the ball game, Robinson will take over. Again, my good friend Dale Scott watching up in Iowa tonight, congratulating the Bulldogs on their first victory of the season. I got to be honest, when I woke up this morning, I was a little nervous about this one. Robinson is a terrific football team. My good friend Curtis Creek and his family down there.
I see an old teammate of mine, Neil Parson, down here.
A lot of people came back tonight to Bulldog Stadium, and they're going to leave happy as the Bulldogs are going to go to 1-0 on the season. This is Tackett in the shotgun. Waits the running back. He's going to throw. This is Kentel underneath. Makes a guy miss. Mikel Kentel. And he's going to be stopped at about the 42-yard line. Clock will stop with 22 seconds to go in the ball game. That young man, Mikel Kentel's very, very good. He's a young man who's going to cause a lot of damage in the 4A.
Absolutely. Kentel's been a workhorse tonight for the Senators.
Tackett runs the swing out to Kentel, and Trey in the open field makes the tackle, and that should just about do it. 2 seconds, 1 second. Springdale's going to get the victory. The Bulldogs go to 1-0 on the season. They beat a very good Pulaski Robinson team. 48-28 our final score. Carlos and I will be back in a minute to wrap it up. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on the Bulldog Sports Network.
When homemade is too good to keep at home. Helping Arkansas business do business. Making better happen with First Security.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post. From downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected and energized with Ozarks Go.
Our final score tonight, Springdale 48, Joe T. Robinson 28. I don't think there's any argument over who the player of the game is. It is Garrett Vaughn and his 5 rushing touchdowns, only matched by Al Bundy from Married with Children, Polk High. Anyway, Garrett Vaughn, our player of the game. Garrett was phenomenal tonight. 5 rushing touchdowns led the Bulldogs to a 20-point victory over a very good Pulaski Robinson team. They are number 2 in 4A, and they're going to be a force in 4A this year. Carlos, it was a great first night. The Dogs get the win. Give me some impressions.
Offensive line, amazing.
Yeah, they're
that front 5, just outstanding all night long. Like we said, the 1 sack was kind of made by Grant there as he ran. Couldn't really get out of pressure. Other than that, I don't think we've had many negative plays tonight.
Yeah, the Dogs, they did what they came to do, which was to wear this team down and then beat them in the second half, and they did that. They were down by 1 at halftime, came out roaring in the second half, and got a well-deserved victory. As we've mentioned a couple times, we will be on the air at 6:30 next week live from War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. Springdale travels down to take on a very, very good Parkview team. They are a 5A school that is loaded with athletes, and they will give Springdale everything they want. But for tonight, Coach Clark and the Bulldogs can rest easy. They are 1-0 on the season. A 20-point victory tonight here at home at Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. For everybody that contributed to the broadcast tonight, Bailey and all the folks from East Lab and Seth, even you. Not sure what Seth did tonight, but even for Seth, we want to thank you for joining us and all our friends across the Bulldog Sports Network. We will talk to you next week live from Little Rock. It's been a good night, a Thursday night. The Dogs go out winners tonight, 48-28 our final score. We will talk to you next week. Good night, everybody.